3, 2, 1, click. This is Date With Us, a dating sim podcast where two lover girls, me, Kanisha,
and me, Claire,
date, mate, and rate cyber sweeties because every gamer needs a little love in their saves.
We're inviting you to join us for our digital debriefs about our pixelized paramours. Whether they're in visual novels, roguelites, or funky indie darlings, we'll dish on who we're romancing and if our choices really mattered.
It doesn't matter if you're here to get love, lust, or just the bust.
You'll get to know at least one worthwhile person. Yourself.
So, light some candles,
partake in a vice of your choosing,
and we'll give you the lowdown on the games to download.
Yay! We did it. Wow.
That's okay.
It'll be a really clear line for me then. That's perfect. Instead of trying to manufacture a cold open, because we have both our normal opening and a very special gift for our very special friends, we're just gonna launch into this. So hello, dear listeners. We're back for another episode of Date With Us. You've got Claire, you've got Kanisha, and then I will allow our illustrious guests to introduce themselves. It's the two from Friday Night Gamecast. I'll turn it over to you.
We're here. Thank you for having us on, ladies. It is a genuine pleasure to be here, to be on the date with us. So I'm excited to get into it and rock it out. Got Sir Nicholas over here. I'm sure he's a little jet lagged, but still ready to rock it out as well.
I'm a longtime listener of Date With Us, first time guest, and I am so excited to be on here. We're talking about some daddies. We're talking about dating. What's a more fortuitous way for the squad to come together here? So thank you again for having us so much.
And also, I don't think he said his name, so we also have Will.
I did not say. I'm too excited. Obviously, too excited. Yes, I am indeed Will. So
great. The two of you, the usual question that we ask our guests, which Nick, you may know this already, but we love to hear about people's first or most favorite dating sims or your history with dating sims.
I'll jump into this one, Will. I'll take this one off to the races. In terms of dating sims, I can't. So I think my kind of jump into dating simulators, because I existed in a little bit more of the traditional video game space until just recently. I feel like dating simulators kind of live in the Steam ecosystem, and so not being a really true PC gamer. I mean, it's not necessarily true. There are definitely old school
Nick
dating
could
sims
see a facial
on,
expression
PS2.
that I made, and I immediately was like, "Oh no, I
don't know about
that."
But no, yeah. So definitely not exposed to dating sims at an early point in time until kind of much later in my gaming career. I will say the one that kind of stands out in my memory that I know Claire and I are conjoined on is Boyfriend Dungeon, being the unmitigated banger.
We are Boyfriend Dungeon proselytizers here.
Oh yeah. So definitely a big, you have to play it. But I would say that I have two that consistently compete for my favorite dating simulators of all time, and those are either Mass Effect 2 or Fire Emblem Three Houses. And I would say nothing beats Fire Emblem Three Houses in terms of emotion and longevity and just living in that world, being with those people. Incredible. Honorable mention is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So
I still have not played Mass Effect, and we have to add it to the counter that it's been mentioned again.
It's there.
Well, to not add to the counter, the game that should not be named. So I know a lot of people bring that up, and in the same vein, but showing my age a little bit. I don't know if you can see my gray hairs. I know the listeners can't, but the BioWare made a nice little game before Mass Effect called Jade Empire, which is very similar, but instead of shooting and being in space, it was a kind of a Chinese, an Asian mythology style fighting. But of course, there was dating involved. There was getting the relationship building with your characters, which was, for me at my young age, probably half of the fun was just going back to camp and talking to my friendos and hanging out with them. So that was probably my first real dating simulator kind of taste. I was like, oh, fighting is really cool, but I can't wait to get back and talk to the giant monster that's slowly becoming my friend. And then soon we're going to get to hang out and I get to do a side quest with him. So that was really good. And then it's not BioWare that did it. Yes, they did. Dragon Age as well. So the very first Dragon Age, for example, you got to build your own character. So that was my really fun time to say, all right, I'm going to be a human noble fighter, and then start building those relationships with Morrigan and Alistair, and really have a lot of fun with those characters and get to the, of course, end of the game, making your big decisions and saying, no. My first true heartbreak in video games was probably Dragon Age 1.
Oh.
It is time for our favorite segment that everyone is participating in willfully. Welcome to New York Times 36 Questions to Fall in Love with Anyone. Claire and I use these questions to fall in love with each other each episode and invite our guests to participate. Today's question: what does friendship mean to you?
I thought this was a really cute one that it aligned with this episode because we do just go in order, but I was like, oh, this is actually kind of adorable with like the two of us and the two of y'all. So it's like so cutie.
Yes.
That is really cute.
That one for me, it's very weird, but like thinking about friendship and especially how kind of Nick and I react, because to not sound too sappy, I feel like it's definitely a lot of a brother relationship. Like for me, friendship is calling somebody at 2:00 in the morning and then picking the phone up just because, they understand. I'm like, all right, if I'm calling, it's about something serious. However, if it's me calling, it's almost never serious. So he just knows that I'm calling to josh around or talk shit or whatever. So that's for me, is being able to reach out to a person, whether it be phone, text, what have you, kind of having that initial pickup, that initial like, hey, what's going on? Middle of the workday, right? He's in a meeting. Shout out to his boss who's definitely listening to this podcast, but he'll be in a meeting, mute the meeting, pick my phone call up. Hey, what's going on? I was like, oh, nothing. Just wanted to chat, see how you're doing. That's for me. It's just friendship is that kind of like that unfiltered communication between each other.
Yeah, I can only agree with him on that one in terms of just like, I would say that Will is definitely like my best friend. And that comes like, just like in a lot of different ways in terms of just like, I feel like when you're an adult, it's really hard to have like close friends just because, you're kind of isolated because of work environments and the people that you knew in school, you're not really close to anymore. It's all about kind of like environmental situations. And I feel like Will and I, we've lived together for so long. I mean, I've known this man since 2020, so that's going to be 6 years now. Some people have had best friends for a longer period of time, but I would say he's definitely been, it's that combination of him being genuinely like one of the most positive influences on my life, but also being that like sound, like that voice of reason, that voice of concern for me and my well-being. That's not something that you find very frequently in life, and I think that's really kind of like what makes a really good friend and someone who's special to you. Also, like he said, I'm not a phone guy, but when Will calls, I pick up it unless I'm like away from the phone or I just can't get to it or whatever it is. Anytime he wants to talk, I'm there, and I know it's just because we love to bullshit together. So
Yep.
Yeah, he's right on all accounts.
I start crying. I'm like holding back tears. I'm just like, wow,
I can't hold them back.
So beautiful. Oh my gosh. Claire, do you want to go? I said that to punt it over. I didn't.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, you tell me. Friendship means to me, I feel like I'm 7 years old again. I think friendship is a verb. It's like a thing that you do with other people. It's a thing you do for each other, and it's a thing that you like carry with you whether or not you are in the same place. I have been a person who has had faraway friends my whole life, and I am very blessed that it is a skill that I have developed since 8th grade, basically. My very dear friend is getting married. We have known each other since the 8th grade. We never went to the same school since middle school. We had separate high school, separate college experiences, and I'm still her maid of honor. But so that's like sort of this long standing, you don't have to be in the same place to be friends with people, which then leads very naturally into Kanisha and my friendship, which is that we met in real life, but we had like why am I going to say star-crossed? Like we had like some star-crossed moments where we did not meet each other, where we like went to the same undergrad and like have almost certainly passed each other. And then we met at a workplace, and then Kanisha got drawn out to LA with the starlet lifestyle, and we like stayed in touch, and then back to Alabama. And I've been in Chicago the whole dang time, but and then coming back together, and now we work together in a different vein, and we work together on this show. And like, it is the same thing of like, when I get a FaceTime, when I get a Discord call, when I get a message, friendship is having 4 different conversations in 4 different platforms, and like knowing how you can manage all of them. And like, friendship is being able to call, immediately set the agenda of the conversation of what you need to hit on, and then get completely sidetracked about whatever is actually going on in the moment. And then at the same time, friendship is also being able to like say the uncomfortable thing. Like I feel very like grateful that if I say something stupid, Kanisha's gonna be like, hey bestie, why did we do that? And like, And I need that, and I think everybody needs people in their lives who they trust to both like gas them up when they need it, but also like call them in when they need that too. And I think that like friendship is being honest and loyal and all of these things, but it's also just like telling it like it is, but also like that just means that I freaking love you, dude, and that I'm gonna tell you like it is on that front too. So I'm so excited we get to be in the same place also so soon. So yeah,
That's exciting. The reunion of the Date with Us girlies. Incredible.
I know. Why am I so teary? I agree. Just so,
all of the above.
Cosign.
I do that. I'm like so grateful. I feel like I try to like parse this out with people a lot because you have people who are like, I'm in love with all my friends, and that means I want to have sex with them. It's like, it's fine and it's valid, but I am in love with all my friends. Like, it's just like this very base, like Claire was saying, for me, it's like the same verb. Like, I love you, and the reasons that I love you are why, like, I love you in any context, and that's just how it feels. And it definitely is just that feeling that I can always return to, and that action I can always return to. And I think just being able to be like, this is what it means to love my friend and have that be the same values, but of course like tailored to each person. I think that feels really good just because, every person that I love in my life, it helps me define myself and strengthen myself and know who I am and feel nourished by that, and therefore I can give to the people around me too. It's a two-way street. For every time that I'm like, Claire, so bestie, like, let's give that little thought a turn over in her head.
What if we were a little bit more, generous read?
Yeah, generous read. For every time I say something like that to Claire, I am also getting like a girl. Like, so do you do that? Is that on your calendar? Do we know what's happening? I might have already done this and this about it. Like, and it's just that I've grown so much. I tell people all the time that like I'm better when Claire's around, and that I think that feels good. It's a blessing to say that, and not even in like codependent mode, but just like I'm always me when Claire's around, but I can recognize the things that make me me, and I'm happier with them, and I feel like it's the same thing. We're like grown from the same soil, and we give things back to the different things back to the soil that makes it even better for us to grow. So, yeah, that's what friendship feels like to me.
That's beautiful.
I literally can't look at you or I will actually cry. So
damn, that was a good one.
So what friendship means to us here at Date With Us is that turnaround is fair play. When we were on the Friday Night Gamecast, they made us a game. And so instead, we decided to make you a game. Not instead. In addition, we've decided to make you a game. So this game is Smash or Pass Daddies Edition.
Let's go.
Dear listeners, I have created a couple of very bad visuals for our fellas here. But most importantly, I will give you a little audio description as they're weighing their choices here. But first up on the Smash or Pass Daddies list, we have Carlisle Cullen from Twilight.
Incredible.
I'm
is this
gonna
a gif of him in the hospital?
Yeah, it is.
Or cooking or something.
I have to feel I have not seen this.
Like, I made this
You've never seen Twilight?
approximately
Or you haven't seen the
25
okay.
minutes ago.
Oh, nice.
This is sending me so bad. I needed that. I needed this gif.
But I did get Kanisha's input on some daddies, for the record.
Okay.
Want me to take it? Want me to start?
Go for it, Will.
Now, listen. Objectively, attractive man. Let's just get that out of the way. Objectively attractive man. That being said, the eyes are throwing me. I'm going to have to pass. I'd be like, I feel like a worm underneath your gaze. I was like, I can't do this.
Underneath those amber eyes?
Yeah, it's too harsh. It's like a harsh light in the face.
All I can think of is this is the skin of a killer, Bella. That's all I can think
Carlisle
of.
would never. He's a doctor.
He's a doctor. You know what? he do no harm. He might be drinking a little bit of blood, but vampires are hot. Smash.
Only animal blood. Smash
Only
is the
animal
correct
blood.
answer.
Yeah.
Oh, they're objectively right answers. Oh, hold on. I gotta lock in. Hold on.
Yeah, you failed the first one. I'm gonna be
The
honest.
first one.
I actually, Kanish and I have not aligned on our own answers, so you may find, we may disagree as well, but I feel that my answers to all of these are objective.
We know you have a thing for blondes though, Claire. We've established this. So this,
Oh my God, you can't bring that lore to my own. No. Help.
Sorry,
Help.
my bad.
I'm under attack. Okay, majority says Smash, Carlisle Cullen. Next up, a classic
Aw.
pseudo daddy from video games, Joel Miller from The Last of Us. Played on television by Pedro Pascal, but here I think I took a picture from the game. I don't know. I've
from
never
the game,
played
yeah.
this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from the
Part
remake.
one, the remake.
Yeah, this is the third iteration of The Last of Us, part 1.
Which they did just identify from a random image that I pulled on the internet, which I do find impressive.
I will say, I just finished replaying this game. Joel, he's just too emotionally damaged for me not to feel compromised smashing. So I'm gonna have to pass for this one. I just there's too much baggage. There's too much weight there. Can't do it.
Yeah, I was like, for me with the baggage, I'm like, I've played through the games. I see, how 1 and 2 went. I'm like, for me, he's truly father. He's dad.
Yeah, he's
like
dad.
I look up to this man to help me build a shed, not to like hold me in a warm embrace at night. So I'm gonna have to respectfully pass. Respectfully.
Y'all are giving very healed answers.
Yeah.
Very thoughtful.
Does it change if it's Pedro?
Oh yeah, smash.
Yep,
Yeah,
smash
okay.
Pedro.
Smash
that's,
Pedro, yeah,
That's law.
100%.
That's law.
That
yeah.
is correct. That is
That's-
correct.
yeah.
Okay, great. Just
Did
had
you
to
say
confirm.
something controversial?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm feeling game daddy more than I'm feeling show daddy.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is
all
it
right.
the gray
We
beard?
respect
Is
it.
it the touch of gray in the beard?
Yeah, and it's like the face shape or something. Like game daddy is giving like Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, he's bigger and he's more rugged. He's also got
Yeah.
like a lot more muscle on him than Pedro does. Respectfully.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you get around to playing the voice, Troy Baker, fantastic job as far as
Yeah.
the voice too. So the voice is there.
That
Okay.
that deep Texas accent.
Need that. All
I
right.
feel unfortunately Smash, especially
Yeah.
because of all the baggage.
Because due to
I-
said baggage.
It makes it hotter.
I will be giving very unhealed
Here on Date
answer.
with Us, we are very much in the I can fix him camp, and that is just
Mm,
our
mm.
cross the bear. Like
Well, we'll-
that's
yeah.
where we are,
Mhm.
I'll
and
be there soon.
we're fixing ourselves too.
He's
One
a
last
protector.
piece of
He'll take care of you.
Tidbit on this man is that something I will never recover from is that people often recommend that my partner and I cosplay this man and the girl, which is a very
No.
much
Don't do
father-daughter
that. Don't do
relationship.
that. Don't
And
do
I'm
that.
like, do we
No,
want that?
no.
Really?
Don't do that.
Really? So anyway, next up, Daddy, speaking of Fire Emblem Three Houses, Geralt from Fire Emblem Three Houses, speaking of blondes.
Mm, mm, mm.
I don't like the face you're making, Nick.
He didn't really do much for Byleth from my perspective. And the thing is that like
He's a loyalist.
Byleth like he showed up with Byleth and Byleth had to like carry the show. So when it comes to like daddies, he like died off very quickly. So he falls under, for me, sorry, it's been a minute since I started Three Houses, but like he's
It was the
giving
died off for me.
he's giving a little useless daddy. Like he was in like
Ooh.
2 actual fights. Like he doesn't even have like an S rank move. I'm gonna have to pass on this one. I'm sorry.
But the mohawk into the braid?
I know it's kind of fire. The haircut is fire. I'm not gonna lie.
See, he's a little bit older, but while I do think the hair can be, if he pumped it up, if it went up instead of the swoop down on the face, I'd like it a lot more. But I can smash this. I can see this.
So you're into like the mullet hawk type situation.
Well, I see what is like a mullet braid in the back, right? Or
Yeah.
I don't mean like mullet out. Like the braid in the back is fine, but instead of the hawk being down, swoop it up.
Like
Give me like a little
like a
youthful
bouffant.
tuft, like a little tuft.
Mm.
Yeah, like a little bouffant.
Okay.
Claire, is Geralt too respectable, or like would he be into kind of like
Oh,
being on the roster? You know what I'm saying?
you're like fucking in a tent, right? You're like fucking
Yeah,
Geralt in a tent
100%.
at war,
Okay.
and then you'll like
He's a
see him the next time you
mercenary.
see him. His
Oh, he-
wife
yeah.
is dead. He loves his wife, like, and he still loves his dead wife, which we love for him. So like,
Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would
Also,
need,
his
just like a little
voice-
casual.
his voice
Really?
is good. His voice actor is so good that they use him as the narrator for the entire game.
Oh, it's so good. The narration is
I like that.
Every
Yeah.
time they go,
I like that.
white clouds. Oh, it's so good.
White clouds. Yeah, so good. Obviously, Smash for me. And I think Kanisha said Smash. Gerald,
Yes,
The
I
Witcher.
Smash.
And we're talking Henry Cavill,
Immediately.
right? This
Yeah.
is Henry Cavill too.
Every
I was
version.
torn because I also
except
haven't played
Liam
the game.
Hemsworth.
But
Every version
fair.
except Liam Hemsworth.
Fair. I do love Henry Cavill. Was that
I
just a
love-
resounding smash for
Yeah, Henry-
Geralt from
Henry
The
gets
Witcher?
smashed.
Immediate
Yeah, you have
smash
to.
from
Immediate
everybody.
smash. All right. Next up,
Crazy.
we have a popular dad, Rufus Humphrey from Gossip Girl. You may not even recognize this dad, boys, but this dad
I
is
do not.
recognizable to all of us who were obsessed with Gossip Girl in the early to mid 2000s.
Okay.
This is Dan Humphrey's
All right.
father, played by Penn Badgley, who was the creepy guy in You.
Oh, I do
Oh,
love
no
Penn Badgley.
way.
But this is
Oh,
the
this
dad.
is like-
this is the man
this
who
is-
played his dad. So
Okay. Okay, so this he plays Penn Badgley's dad.
Mhm.
And then Penn Badgley goes up to be serial killer in You.
Yes.
Okay, got
Yes.
it, got it,
yes,
got it.
which
I'm
feels
there.
relevant
Yeah.
in the timeline. His little 2005 necklaces kill me.
It's
He's a
the
single dad.
2005 aesthetic. The deep V
The deep
is kind
V
of
is throwing me.
something right now, but the hair, the jawline, it's all kind of there. Can I get a little context on like the personality? What's he like?
He's a fun dad, single
He's a fun
dad.
Okay.
He's a sweet dad. He was in like a rock band before.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Ooh.
No. I was just remembering the band. It's taking me back.
Which might explain like the deep V. It's giving it indie sleaze kind of. That's what we think about that.
You know what? We can go
The
for a little
2000s
indie
John
sleaze
Mayer.
smash.
Yeah.
Omni Man. I don't know who this is.
I
Kanisha
got-
suggested
yeah.
this man.
Yeah, I
Oh,
gotta-
this
I gotta
is-
smash.
Yeah,
I gotta
it's a
that.
smash.
Yeah,
It's a smash.
I'm
Oh.
getting smashed.
And speaking, this is so relevant because I named my self-titled character in the game coming up, Dream Daddy, Nolan Grayson. So this is what I went for.
Oh, Jeff.
Jefferson
Of
Davis
course,
from Into the
of
Spider-Verse.
course.
The one downside of Jefferson Davis, he is a cop,
He's
so I
a
did
police
put him
officer.
in his uniform so that we don't forget he's a cop.
That is true.
Yeah,
That is true.
yeah. I'm gonna have to
That's true.
pass. I'm gonna have to pass. But
I can't.
I
He's a
respect
sweet
Jeff.
man.
I respect him.
He's a good man. He made it out the neighborhood. I respect him.
I would smash if I could convince him to quit.
To quit his
Yes!
job. To quit his job. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yes.
Change his ways.
There you go.
Smash conditionally.
Oh,
A
come
lovable
on.
dad,
Come
Uncle
on, that's-
Jesse from Full House.
That's a easy smash. Come on.
I'm gonna pass on this one. Something about the hair is just throwing me off.
Pass on Uncle. That's
Yeah.
wow. He
Have
wildin'.
mercy.
He
Wildin'.
looks like he's good at
Smash
lying.
Uncle
I
Jesse?
can't deal
He
with
looks
it.
like he's good with.
He is good at lying.
That's the whole point.
Hades from the video game
Ooh.
series.
Oh,
Hades.
jeez. Oh, jeez.
Instant smash for me.
Instantaneously smash.
I can't.
100%.
Speaking of, we can fix him.
The
It
deep
might
voice
take 100
too.
nights, but I
Oh,
can
yeah.
do
Oh,
it.
damn it.
Oh yeah.
I was on the fence. I was thinking pass, but yeah, you said the voice. I forgot the voice is really there. Okay.
Yeah, it's
gotta be a
good
smash.
voice.
If he had different hangups, like he's just too in love with Persephone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah.
I would be too distracted by that. And I feel like whereas Three Houses Gerald, I feel like, like she's just straight up gone and like
She
he's-
literally in the ground. You can visit her grave. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas this guy, he like it's affecting everything that he does and says. And I'm like, that's just a little too visible for me.
Mm.
Fair.
Mm.
Fair.
I know this is not like he's not a daddy, but do you remember who Zagreus' brother is? Who's got like the Reaper that you meet in certain situations in the game, and he's like with the long white hair.
His
Do you know?
brother?
Do y'all remember who I'm talking about? They're
you-
not really brothers. They're kind of
You
like
talking about
they're
Than?
like friends.
I feel like he is
Thanatos?
one of them.
Yeah, I think it's
My boyfriend?
Thanatos.
T,
That's
right?
the one. Yeah, Thanatos. Also
Not my
smash.
brother. I want to
Also
fuck him.
smash.
He's not my
Okay.
brother. I
thought
was
they were
literally
like.
just
They're
thinking I
all-
will
Yeah,
use
no,
Hades to
no.
get to Thanatos.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
This is another one I did not know. How do you say this?
Kratos.
Kratos.
Yeah.
Kratos from God of War.
Are we talking Greek Kratos or Norse Kratos?
There is a
I
difference.
Put it here under the impression of Norse Kratos. However,
Okay.
I think arguments could be made for Greek Kratos. Like, it's not all his fault, but he's not great, But I'm like,
So the thing about for me, my perspective on like Norse Kratos is that similar to what you were saying about Hades with Persephone, he's still so in love with Faye, and he's like actively like mourning her in this like continuum, this timeline, and he's really busy being a dad, so just like I feel like I wouldn't get the proper attention from him. See, Greek Kratos was a dog, though, you know what I mean? He was a dog.
derogatory dog.
So yeah, definitely smash young Kratos. Leave the older Kratos alone for sure.
This is a pass from me.
Even
Oh,
with
probably.
with the arms, he's got big arms.
Look, his arms are hot,
Very
but I
strong.
don't know this man.
I'm not aware of this.
I don't know this man, and he has so much. He seems to have a lot of hair, and that's like not
Facial
usually
hair.
my bag.
It's just
Yeah.
the beard, actually.
It's just the beard?
It's
Yeah.
just the beard. Yeah,
Maybe.
we'll see.
Moving on. Randall Pearson. This is us.
Randall,
Classic.
yes.
I've never seen this.
You never watched This
Oh
Is
my
Us
God, this
before?
man is
But
so
I do
hot.
know this actor, so smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah,
it's
Sterling
always
K.
a
Brown, he's
smash
so
for
good.
Yeah.
Sterling.
This is
Yeah.
just an instant smash. We just wanted a picture of him in this. Very important dad, Dexter's dad from Dexter's Laboratory.
I would say underrated dad when it comes to cartoons.
Kanisha,
He wasn't
shout
he
out.
wasn't a bumbling idiot. You know, he had a hot wife.
Mm.
He was doing his job. He
Mm.
took care of his kids. He made sure they could afford a laboratory in the house, and daughter did ballet. You know how expensive it is to have your kid be in 2 different extracurriculars with 2 kids?
He's working.
He was
He's
doing
got,
his
he's
thing.
got ethic, work ethic.
I'm smashing.
I would smash if his wife says it's okay.
Yeah,
you go.
100%.
Respect.
100%.
Respect.
Yeah, definitely smash if it, yeah.
We're not home wrecking over here, so
We're not home wrecking. Yeah. Maybe it's like a threesome situation. Who
Honestly,
knows?
I
Who's
was
to
just
say?
going to say,
I
they're
need them
giving that
both?
maybe they
Question
would
mark?
invite someone to be involved.
Yeah, so we could be a third. What do they call that?
This
Unicorning?
is our penultimate daddy. A classic video game daddy.
He
This
rears his head
is
again.
Bowser. Smash or pass, Bowser.
I feel like it's
He's back.
obligatory that we have to say smash to Bowser. We have to
think
say
so.
smash to the
I
reptile
legitimately
lizard.
cannot, because I think Bowser was on the last one we did on ours, right? And I legitimately cannot remember what I said. So I feel like I'm potentially going to be like a hypocrite, but I'll go with Smash, whatever.
Today,
Depending on
You
the day,
know.
right? It depends on
Yeah.
the day. It's Friday. I'm sipping
consent
on
is
Monster
key.
and
Today,
espresso. I'm
do you
feeling
consent
good.
to smash Bowser?
It was also, I think I
Says-
used
yes.
like the tuxedo Bowser, like he was all dressed up to impress Peach
Yeah, from
last
Odyssey.
time.
Yeah,
And this
yeah.
time, he's
I'm
He's
using
doing
Bowser
something.
is chasing you down. Bowser is
I need
coming
that,
for you,
honestly.
literally.
Oh no, I tripped. Ah.
You guys go. I'll fight him off. I'll fight him
I'll
off.
hold
You
him
guys
back.
go.
Kanisha,
Oh, smash. Yeah.
amazing. Our last daddy is perhaps the most pivotal daddy in cinematic history. Like, beloved by many, held in high esteem by most. This is Charlie Swan. We start with Twilight, we end with Twilight. This is Charlie Swan, specifically the moment where they accidentally lined up the R's in the beer cans because, yes, I had the commentary version of Twilight when I was young. And I love that that is in the GIF and he's loading his rifle and
Hell
ready to
yeah.
meet Edward.
Hell yeah. No,
I mean,
this
just
is he's
look at the mustache.
he's
enough
yeah,
said.
the mustache immediately
Enough
smashed.
said.
Unfortunately,
He's not a cop,
Charlie
right?
Swan
He's not a cop,
also-
is he?
He's a sheriff.
Oh,
He's a
but it's a
deputy.
small town. It's a
Small
small
town.
town. So he's like a peacekeeper, right?
Sometimes the small town cops, though.
Are we making an excuse for Charlie Swan that we wouldn't make for
So-
Jefferson Davis?
I can fix Jefferson too.
Yeah, I'm like,
We can fix them
maybe,
both.
maybe
We can
smash
fix them both.
Maybe conditional smash, but I
Mhm.
also
Yeah.
like, I don't
Asterisk
know,
smash.
smash
I
Charlie
need
Swan.
Mr. Swan bad.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, smash Charlie, but have like an explicit conversation about like, all right, let's
The
understand
ethics
your
around
values.
this and why
yeah,
he decided
exactly.
to be a cop. Make
Yeah.
sure that we understand.
Let me
There's
see your
lots
ticket
of-
It's like
metrics.
mostly he's hunting the animal attacks.
That's true.
I would be a wicked stepmother. Like in this
Mm.
situation,
Oh, to
I'd be
Bella.
crazy. I'd be like, Bella, get the fuck out.
I feel like you could fix her too.
I do think I could also fix Bella, but it would be a rocky start for
Mhm,
sure.
mhm.
Harsh truth would have to be given.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd probably be
Yeah.
a better stepmom than her stepdad, the baseball player, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So the bar is low.
Yeah, but But I feel like she's like, stepdad is like kind of dumbass, and my mom just follows him around. She would like fucking hate me because I would just be like, get your ass out. I'm sorry, but you're being annoying, and your dad just got back. He's all sweaty, it's looking hot. It is what it is.
And you could be
Please
gone
go
for
be
an hour
with
and a
somewhere
half.
else.
to 3
Honestly, maybe
hours.
you and Bella would be tight then because she doesn't want to be home anyway.
You know what? We'd figure it out. You're so right.
Yeah.
Here's $10. Go watch a movie.
Well, I'm glad that we mostly agree on which daddies from media we would be smashing. Thank you for entertaining me on that.
Good choices. Very
Those are
good
great.
choices.
Incredible.
Oh
Incredible
my
work.
God. We've now officially gotten to the housekeeping part of the episode. Hey, if you've listened to this far and you think we're fun, go smash that like button, go smash that follow button, and smash 5 stars if you like what we're doing here. If you don't like what we're doing here, don't give us a bad rating. You can just email us and say your thoughts over there. We might just delete it, but we might not. Post at datewith.us. If you really like what we're doing or you think we're little cuties, you can send us compliments to riz at datewith.us. Now, business is concluded. It's time to get into it.
Is the email for the show riz@date.withus?
Yes.
Because that's
date with
incredible.
us.
That's like a 10 out of 10 email. I freaking love that so much.
Yes. Yeah.
You say
That's
that,
one of
and no
our
one
emails.
sent Rizat an email yet. Where is everybody?
Where's the riz at? You know?
Where's the riz?
Where's the
If you
Riz at?
need to make a fake email address, there are websites out there for you. I'm just saying.
Whoa. But only send nice stuff.
But
And
only
ask
some nice
before
stuff,
you send
yes.
nudes.
Yes.
Okay. Ask before. Okay.
Ask before you send nudes. You can send thirst
Okay.
traps, but
Let me-
I don't
let
want
me-
to see genitals without being asked first.
For sure. Fair.
Those are the parameters of the riz at
Those are the
datewith.us
rules.
email account.
Lewd's
Those are the rules.
okay. Nudes say hey.
I respect it. That's
Perfect.
good.
Perfect. Oh my God. I'm like having a distant memory of ratemydickpic.tumblr.com, and I hope that person's well. I love
hope
that
they're
shit.
well.
They're funny as hell. So funny. Who wants to read the game description? Who wants to tell us about this game that we're talking about today?
We are going to be reviewing Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. And based on the Steam's description, this is a game where you play as a dad and your goal is to meet and romance other hot dads. Are you ready? Hi, ready. I'm dad. Ha, ha, ha.
Yes.
This game was developed and published by Game Grumps. It was released on July 20th, 2017, which is almost a decade ago, and I was distressed when I realized
Crazy.
that.
Same.
Wild.
Pain.
So you've known about this for a while, Will.
Yes.
Okay,
This is
fair.
It's an old head game.
So, okay, it's old Ed.
Don't say that.
This is a game for unks.
You young
Got
kids
it.
with your boyfriend dungeons and your hotiful boyfriend in the background. Oh, Dream Daddy's still there. Where's my Dream Daddy 2?
Oh my God. Where is Dream
Daddy
Daddy
is-
2? They made a horror game after this, actually, which makes sense.
Oh yeah.
This game is $14.99, generally speaking. However, it has been out for almost a decade, so you can usually find it on sale during any number of Steam sales. It is available on a myriad of platforms, including Windows, Macs, and Linux. And the content warnings I forgot to look up, and I'm going to turn it over to Kanisha, our content warning queen.
Oh no. Okay. Content
Definitely
warnings.
alcoholism.
Definitely alcoholism. Depending on the ending you get, there's like stabbing and cults and death. Honestly, there's some weird like
Blood.
ghosty stuff going on. Blood. Yeah.
Parent stuff.
Parent stuff.
Dad
parent
stuff.
drama.
High school
Estrangement.
Yeah.
Ghost stories.
drama.
I think that's most of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tonally very light, but
Yeah.
they do definitely I think
It can go
the
off the deep
honestly
end.
the alcoholism story is probably like the darker of them,
Hmm.
and then like infidelity.
Yeah. And then some endings, like, you can kill yourself. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Not like intentionally, but like you can just do something that results
Accidentally.
in
die.
dying. So also
This might
be
be
wary
the
of
first
that.
game that we played that you can die in, and I didn't
It's like
die.
a fail
nice.
condition.
Impressive.
Nice.
Honestly,
Yeah.
good job, dude.
It's a good job.
I think it's because I didn't do either of the dads that you can die in this time. But
What? Okay, fair.
yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, how did everybody play?
I played on the PlayStation 5 and just played through the whole time controller. So overall, felt pretty good. Some of the menu, because it doesn't, there's no like mouse moving, it's just you jumping from selection to selection, was a little kooky. And some of the skipping, like you can hit the X button mid type out to skip to the end of the type out so that you can just read, because normally I read faster than it kind of auto plays through, but that will occasionally catch you with the shorter ones where you go to hit X to skip it and then it skips dialogue, or you like instantly make a selection. So it's a little unforgiving when it comes to you kind of like quote unquote speed reading it.
I played on Steam primarily because the bulk of my playtime, I played this on my Asus ROG Ally handheld, which is like a handheld PC. And at first, when I initially booted it, and I think you had it or discussed this earlier, that it's not like a Steam Deck verified situation, which definitely comes with like some hiccups and some issues. And the ROG Ally is just like the Steam Deck in terms of the functionality. You just boot into Steam OS and you use it like that. So I was using the screen mostly for actually interacting with the game, which made, like, we'll get into this later, but doing some of the mini games much harder. But yeah.
Yeah, I tried on Steam Deck, but I did like the Steam Deck dock into the TV and tried to use the controller, and that was like a no-go. So I just ended up playing on my laptop. But it was my MacBook, and it was great. So once I did that, it was fine.
Played this game. I played it on PC. 'Cause it was like one of the first games. I was in college when it came out, and it was like one of the first games I was excited about its release. I was like, what the heck?
Hell yeah.
And then after I played on my Switch, this was my first like Switch games on my OG Switch. And I kind of just have been revisiting. I didn't go too crazy this time. Just like, what did I do? Let me jog the old memory. But yeah, that's how I played.
Nice.
All right, world lore plot. Setting the scene. We begin Dream Daddy moving into Maple Bay, a cul-de-sac filled with eligible daddies, with our daughter Amanda, who is voiced by Erika Ishii, which I did not realize.
No way.
Yeah.
Just a little, that's Erica.
Yeah, that's so
funny.
Oh, Dad.
I want it so badly to be fully voice acted. And like, obviously it was not. It was like a very, low budget, all these things. But like, I found myself really wanting that this time around, where I was like, gosh, the little like, like every time I was like, okay, I could do with fewer of that or more words. Like, I don't know. But yes, you start moving into Maple Bay, you have a child, you meet all of the eligible daddies, only one of whom still has a spouse.
Yes.
Everyone else is a single parent. And yeah, I mean, anything about the world that folks want to say before we dive into our daddies?
What I will say, just like in terms of just the presentation and like the world itself, is that, first of all, Will and I were talking about this earlier when he first came in, but like the intro song, kind of a bop, kind of a vibe.
So good.
Yeah, it's great. It's a really good one. But I really just like the color palette that's used in the game, like presentationally, like it's very well done. And from an artistic creative direction, I really just I like the art that's used here. And I kind of like the setup to get into the world and get into like the vibe of, okay, like we're starting to date, like this is the vibes, these are the people that you're gonna meet. It's a really like easy onboarding experience. And I will say that and I'm sure we'll get into this later, I don't know if you all agree with me here, but I think like the highlight of the game for me is definitely like the player character's relationship with the daughter Amanda. I feel like it's really well done in this game.
Yeah, it makes me really emo. I grew up in a single parent household with my mom, and like it just really, there's like a moment because you can either be a good dad throughout the game or a bad dad, and there is like a good dad version and a bad dad version, and like, or like okay dad. As a good dad, there's like a moment where she's like really upset about something and you can't do anything because she's 18 and she's upset and like whatever, and he makes her a cake that's like, I'm sorry you're sad, and like I literally was like misty I like walked across the apartment to my partner and I was like, why am I crying at Dream Daddy? It just like really, I don't know why, it just really got me that it was the like, I'm sorry you're sad, here's a cake. Like, I don't know,
it's shockingly well written. Love. It's shockingly well written, which I was like, I was so aghast. I was so taken aback because I was like, you're a dad dating simulator. You have no right to be this good and in a lot of different characterizations. So I loved it.
Staying there with the writing too, I'm like, it's so funny. Maybe it's just my vanity speaking, but so often even on the non-selecting, of the options that you're going to say to somebody, when the characters are just talking back and forth and your dad Sona is just like saying something, I'm just like, damn, I would have said that. Or this is like, oh wow, I would have made that joke. And I was like, one, it's like obviously the dad vibes, my brain is just connected directly into the writer's head. But it's also, like you said, as far as the well written, I feel like it flows effortlessly as far as the overall communication. There's some goofiness, obviously, and you can make selections that are more like silly / non-silly, what have you. But on those kind of canon moments of people talking back and forth, I feel like it's a very like natural progression when it comes to the conversations, and it's done very well.
Yeah, I will say between this game and Pragmata, which Will and I actually just reviewed with a friend of the show, so that's an episode, not to plug us too hard, but it's
please.
coming out pretty soon. I've had my fill of the girl dad, psyop that's being run on me right now. So yeah, no more dad content for the rest of the year. No, this is great.
Just had Resident Evil 9 in the beginning of the year too. So
it's
yeah,
true.
Running around.
Nothing but girl dad psyop in 2026. Like, what are we doing? What's going on?
Okay, I do want to hear about everybody's dad Sonas before we dive into our characters.
Okay.
Who was your dad Sona? Who were you?
I literally just made myself.
Incredible.
It's so funny because my wife was roasting me too. She was like, "Did you made yourself in the game?" I was like, "Yeah, it's Dream Daddy, whatever. They let you make a guy. I made myself. I made a guy. I named him myself." And then she was like, "Oh, okay. I thought it was funny because you made yourself, and it's a game about going on like dad dates. Like, oh, y'all are gonna hang out and be friends." And then halfway through, I'm like, "Oh, you're dating these men." I was like,
that's sort of a yes and situation.
I'm like, yes, Dream Daddy. I am indeed dating these daddies. And she's like, "Okay, that's very cute." So she shout out to you, Sarah, who I'm sure is listening to this right now. She was like, "Let me know when this is out so I can listen through. I want to hear everybody's thoughts." So
hi, Sarah. We love you.
Oh, yep, we love you.
Yeah, I initially, when I first, because I had multiple saves in my initial save, which got corrupted, so I had to like delete it. I did the same thing as Will, and I just like tried to make myself and the goofy little creative character. They have some really cursed like stuff that you can do in the creative character, which is just funny. It's just hilarious when you're looking on screen at the silly dads. But yeah, I came into this, obviously, I had said earlier, I named my dad Sona Nolan Grayson, and there's even a moment later where you're talking to Amanda and you're like, "Clan Grayson," and she's like, "Clan Grayson," and I'm like, "Yes, let's do this." Debbie would approve. But I made my best impression of like a Viltrumite where he's got like the dad bod, he's got like the beer gut, but he's also like big and burly, kind of like I believe his name is not Robert, but the ginger Brian, yes. So yeah, I kind of like made that version of him where he's got the square jawline and the mustache. I was lazy. I should have given him black hair as is canon for Viltrumites, but he's a blondie with glasses and piercings. So yeah, fun stuff. I really wish you could just edit, like whenever you go back home or something like that, at some point they would give you the option to like edit your outfit, because I really like in the beginning just wearing the goofy little like cat shirt, but then some of the vibes later on I'm like, I'm not liking it in this context.
We could pull up with the cat shirt to this conversation.
Emotional.
It has the eggs on the titties. I'm like, I can't wear this anywhere. Like,
oh, but I picked it every time. Oh my God. A uniform. Oh my gosh.
How did I know?
Yeah, especially because I would pick like, I also like, to the extent that I could play myself, I always pick like gender amorphous daddies. So I'm like, we need the surgery scars, we need the pets, we need a mid dad bod, we definitely need locks, like a little lock bob, like we need to serve, but like elegantly, but like earnestly, but like silly. And I always give like most of my playable characters in these situations, I give them a K name. So I think it was like Kale. Just like feel connected to them. That's my daddy. Yeah.
Nice. I did a svelte deadbeat dad in the style of Trent Lane from Daria. So I give him like kind of the little floppy princely haircut with the shadow, shadow, 5 o'clock shadow, all the piercings, funky shirt. At glasses. I really loved him. I did name him Trent Lane, and it was just, Team Lane, Team Lane. Like, I loved it. It was so cute. I also, if everybody has or would want to send screenshots of their daddies at some point, I would love to see them.
Oh, I took many a screenshot.
Incredible. Yeah. So I think we should rattle off our dateable daddies and then discuss who we went for.
Got it.
I know I did everyone's first because as far as how the game is set, once you get past that initial barbecue where you've met everyone, they kind of give you like a little taste test of everybody's vibe and such, including playing Brian in that Pokemon Brag
Yes.
daughter game, which
That shit was so good.
it was
I like,
surprisingly
this game is
stressful.
actually.
Rival
This game is
dad
hype.
mini game.
I was like,
Yep.
I'm gonna beat this motherfucker, and then I lost
I lost,
terribly.
And I felt so bad. I was just like, ooh, me and this guy are not going to get along. I can already tell. I can already tell.
Dude, we're the same. We're the same. I was like, fuck this guy. I do not like Brian.
And that is Brian
So
Harding, rival
funny.
dad, father of Daisy, who has the
Mhm.
Pokemon mini game. He is the ginger dad bod. He's like a contractor or something. I
Yeah,
think?
he's a
Yeah.
Yeah,
contractor.
he's a contractor. Yep.
Contractor princess.
He's like your
Yes.
Dinkelberg. You just like
Ooh, it's a good call.
always
Good call.
just under your fucking skin. Um,
So it's after the barbecue, then you get the chance to like go through the dad book and date everybody. So I did everybody's first date. I wanted to try before you buy. So I talked to everybody once, did everybody's first date. Had some really good ones overall. After the first vibes, I ended up going towards who I initially thought I was going to with Robert. It was close. It was close between Robert and Craig. It was Robert and Craig.
Oh.
I literally had Angel on one shoulder, Devil on the other shoulder, and I chose the Devil. So
Robert Small is referred to as the bad dad. Robert is also the
Yeah.
one we referred to with the alcoholism and the self-destructive habits.
Yeah.
correct.
His daughter Val is 26 and estranged at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I didn't really fuck with Robert that much. I didn't like him. Like I've known people like him in my actual life, and so that's the problems is me like the the Ludo narrative
Judging.
dissonance. I can't break
Avoiding that.
through it. So
Just
yeah,
after talking to him, like the riffing the bit thing is what really got me with him. Like I was like, oh no, he's acting
He's
childish.
so
We're
full of
throwing rocks
shit.
at a stop sign, yada yada. But then like he kept just making bullshit off of his cuff, and I was like, if there's one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna riff a bit.
I'm
So I'm
gonna
like,
riff a
damn.
bit.
I'm like, you
Yeah.
got me. Okay, let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes. You can
Robert
bullshit, I can
also-
bullshit.
First dad to proposition you. Robert is
Yeah.
Correct.
immediately down.
He is.
Oh
he is.
yeah, and it's a trap. And I've learned this from
Mhm.
other dating simulators like Expedition 33. You never fall for
never.
the first
You
time.
never.
They're like, please fuck me. You never fall for it.
Yeah, that is a guaranteed bad ending with Robert if you fuck him on the first night,
Yeah.
which is
Yep.
Can't do it.
devastating.
Can't do it. Like he's hot and everything. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like he's definitely a hottie,
He's
but I
bad.
he's so
Tall,
fucking-
dark, and handsome.
just-
Brooding eyes. Yeah.
No, I can't do it. So I would also say that like in terms of some of the dads that I thought were insufferable, and I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I thought that Hugo Vega was pretty like I was just like I just don't vibe. Like
get
I
it.
appreciate him, teacher authoritarian vibes, like but like sensitive and likes art and stuff, but just
English
like
teacher dad.
yeah.
Mhm,
And I will
mhm.
say like the most like nothing burger. Speaking of just being a burger in general, Matt Sella, I just couldn't do it with Matt.
That's
I'm
tough.
sorry.
That's
We're
tough.
fighting.
Sorry.
We're
Okay,
fighting.
that's going a little
Sacrilegious.
too
Sacrilegious.
far.
Fighting.
Sacrilegious.
Okay, I could give it to you with Hugo. He named his son Ernest Hemingway Vega. Like that, I can
Yeah.
allow. I will not allow this Matt slander.
No Matt
Matt
slander.
is literally the cool dad. He owns a coffee
He's
shop.
trying
is
so
a
hard.
punk.
He's trying so hard. Like whereas like Robert like is just like he's just him. Even if I do find him generally insufferable, like I
Matt
would say
owns a
Matt like
business.
he
He takes
wants
you
you
to
to
a
like him
concert.
so
The concert
bad.
was so good. Oh
The
man.
concert mini game
The
is
concert.
cute.
I love
Yeah.
Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say too, Nick, because did you do the first date with Matt, or did you like kind of get the initial vibe from him and not do it? Because
Initial
Okay.
vibes only. I probably should have gone on the first date, which would have maybe changed my perspective.
which is
but-
fine, because I understand exactly where you're coming from. That initial feeling of Matt, like when you first meet him in the coffee shop, I'm like, he's quote unquote good guy. He's good guy dad.
Yeah,
I'm like, this
yeah.
is
This
cool.
man gave me free bread.
That's true. He helped.
I like banana bread, but like
but that concert was so good. That's what really turned it from me, is his vibe through the concert of him being like,
Really?
"Hey guys, what's going on? What's going on?" And then turning to you, I hate this so much. I'm so stressed out right now. I was just like, "Oh, I love that. He's so vulnerable."
Yeah.
And his daughter Carmencita is so
Oh,
cute.
Carmen Suit is great. Yeah.
yeah.
I love her giant glasses. Matt was my first dad way back, so I didn't play him as I was refreshing my mind because I basically barred myself from playing the two dads that I love the most in lieu
Okay.
of exploring some other daddies this time
Explore
around.
some
But I will
options.
I will ride or die for Matt. I'm like,
Okay.
no.
Okay, that's fair.
He's
That's fair.
he's so good.
The
Okay.
cool dad.
Oh no.
Craig is my ride or die dad.
Yes.
That's see,
Craig's
Kanisha.
the other one that
I
I couldn't let
love
myself
Craig,
play.
yeah.
Same
He's my
brain.
number 2.
Craig's the lovers.
Oh.
He's hot. He's a little himbo, but
And
like
he
he
like
has his life
improved
together.
himself. He like
Exactly.
he was a mess, and then now he's like got it all together.
You grow
CrossFit
and glow
dad.
together. That's
Yeah.
Correct.
I was like, I
correct.
need that. I
Yeah.
need you. I need to be right by your side. Glowing
If
And
they were
he's like,
roommates.
and he's doing his best like Heisman stiff arm impression on all the fucking
All the
soccer
ladies,
moms,
yeah.
all the softball moms,
All the
It's great.
waitresses.
Yeah.
Every woman that comes within like 10 feet of him, he's like,
Like,
sorry,
why?
watch out.
What was his mini game?
I don't think he had one. I know you help his daughter River find a Cappy on their second date, the little stuffed
Yeah.
animal. But I don't think he had. I think he was one of the few ones that didn't have like an actual mini game.
Yeah, because he's got twins, Briar and Hazel, and then the baby River. Which, like, what? Oh my God,
Yeah.
the crunchy
The
granola
baby's
names.
too cute.
The baby's so
Yeah, the
Who's
baby is hilarious.
staying
He
in
always
there.
has the baby Bjorn. Like the
And her
character art
reactions.
so often has the
I'm
baby
sorry.
Bjorn.
That's what does it for me. I just love a good dad, even in real life. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, I don't know if I'm really step parent like that, but I see a dad who's hot and is like being a good dad, and I'm like, damn, yeah. And so
I'm
that's
sure
what
there's an app for that.
that's what Craig gives me. Stop.
Dream Daddy app.
Yeah.
Please, I can't scam on the dads like that.
It's at
Yeah.
daily.us. Are you a hot daddy?
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a controversial argument here. I think Damien is actually great, and I really, really like his dynamic with Lucien in terms of him. And I feel like Damien's relationship with Lucien is like the, Dad Sona's relationship with Amanda. It's kind of like analogous in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he's a really, really good interior designer. He's got an aesthetic, he's got a vibe. I just really like him. I like him a lot. So he's my one true
Very
dad.
tea. I agree.
Absolutely want to hear more about the Damien experience because I've only done Damien's like first date and like an accidental side quest where he taught me how to pin bugs, but that wasn't a date yet.
Yeah, but I love that
But I
one
thought
though
that
too.
scene was really cool and scary. I'm afraid of bugs, so it was hard for Claire, but it was really great for Trent. It was cool.
Yeah.
Did you pull
Damien
the
is goth
Naruto?
dad. Damien's last name is Bloodmarch. Damien and his son Lucian Bloodmarch
Hell yeah.
live in the house on the block that is painted black. We love, has gargoyles outside, a beautiful garden in the back. You meet him at Dead Goth and Beyond, complaining about how a blouse was not actually Victorian in nature, it was more Edwardian.
When you
So
did
it's a rough
the
start for
butterfly
Damien.
thing
It is
with Damien,
It's rough. What?
with Damien's butterfly like little side quest that pops up in between the dates, did you pull the book off the shelf and see the Naruto erotic fanfic?
I did, and that was
No.
fucking incredible.
Oh my
It was
God, no,
incredible. And he was like, "No, you're
I'm
not
gonna send a
supposed to look
screenshot.
at that."
It was awesome.
Oh,
Like-
I love it.
Like
It was
Naruto
like
had
something
Sasuke
straight
wrapped
off
in
of, like,
chains. I was like, hey,
AO3.
yo.
Wow.
That's so iconic.
Dad after my own heart.
I was like, I remember doing that in high school. So that
Who
was
do we
fun.
have left? We have Brian, who is the rival dad, who it sounds like none of us went down
Nobody
that
fucks
path.
with Brian.
Couldn't do it.
And then
Like when you get to know him, when he like chills the fuck out a little bit, he's a
Yeah.
nice guy. But like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would much rather be his friend than like try to
Yeah.
bring him in the bedroom.
I believe that Brian and Craig are the two that you can die interacting with.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is
Craig in
correct.
extreme sports and Brian in extreme competition.
Yes.
I think you can accidentally really hurt yourself in our final and perhaps I was going to say last but not least, but last but maybe least, Joseph Christensen, youth minister dad, whose children's are
Yes.
Chris, Christy, and Christian, the twins, and Krish.
The baby never seen.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. They have 4 children, and Joseph is married to Mary Christensen,
Mhm.
and they run the youth group and the church in town. Joseph
Okay.
is also the central figure in the secret ending, which we will talk about later.
Okay.
Yes.
Just as a quick call out before we get any deeper, because I know we're talking about pretty much story stuff at this point, right?
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
did any of y'all freak the fuck out when Mary showed up at the cookout and you were like, oh my God, y'all are married, and she was just trying to like get in your pants the night before? Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy. I was like, okay, so this game's got some tea. I love it.
Yeah, Mary is messy.
Yeah, she is.
Messy
Yeah, she
boots.
is.
And if you spend time with Robert, you'll probably like Mary more. But if you
Yep.
don't spend time with Robert, or if you don't go out drinking on your like first night in town, if you just go to sleep, you're gonna fucking hate Mary. But you get a little bit more like, not that it really makes her that much better, but you do get a little more context for Mary
Okay.
if you go down those other routes. But
We'll
oof,
see how
yeah,
we got there.
yeah,
That's exactly what it is. Like, you don't, like you said, you don't necessarily like her, but you're like, oh, I understand now. Like, I get it. I don't love it,
Yeah.
but I get it.
Joseph and Mary have not an agreement because they're both mad about it, but they've reached a detente, it seems.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we're pretty much already in there, but dear listeners, we're headed into the spoiler zone. If you don't want to know the endings about these daddies, we will probably be diving into the daddy endings as we discuss our like third date romances, and I'm just staring at I Can Fix Him on the outline. As we get into our third date romances here. So if you need to pause and go play Dream Daddy, I highly recommend it. It's a
Mhm.
great time. It's a great time. So go pause, play, and come back and hear how our third dates went. Yeah. Joseph and Mary, I did the Joseph ending.
Okay.
Like the original one. The good Joseph ending still ends with him getting back with Mary. You get trapped out at sea on his yacht, and then you fuck because the Coast Guard leaves you there overnight because they heard you have an almost moment, almost kiss. And the humor of this game is unhinged because the Coast Guard's like, oh, we could hear you've been on the we didn't hear anything. But were you guys gonna kiss? And it's like, what? Huh? And then they're like, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. And the Coast Guard hangs up on you. Joseph's mini game is that you had to MacGyver the radio to try to make it work. So it's like you have to like throw rubber or like a rubber ducky and like gum and wires and stuff into this like radio. Then you have like, it was a little steamy, the like description of your interaction with Joseph. And then he immediately at like the closing barbecue is like, oh yeah, JK, me and Mary worked it out. Thanks. And this is after you found out that he did the same fucking thing to Robert a little while ago.
Yep.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
because him and Robert were like,
Dirtbag.
had a thing. Yeah, and that's why I was like, the Robert Mary friendship makes like so much more sense that they're like in a weird like situation, and Robert's like,
Camaraderie.
waiting for you before you go on the yacht, and is like, don't do it, and you do it anyway, or if you're me, you do anyway. I'm sorry, a youth pastor with a bunch of tattoos. I got to figure out what's going on there after I visit my several other favorite daddies. But like, eventually, I'll make
Yes.
my way to the youth pastor to figure out what's
Solve
going on in
that
that weird
mystery.
family. But I was so mad. I was like, the good ending is you still. Some of the
Getting
good
dumped.
endings in this game are not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like good the best
Yeah.
outcome for you, but it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
It's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Trying to think from the Robert section, just like you said there, Claire, like when you get to that third date and you have your kind of heart to heart, the actual scene that it goes into, I don't know like the varying levels of steaminess, but it got a little hot and heavy with Robert. He was like push him into the couch, and the description, it was like, oh, he starts to bite down your like neck, nibble, and like going down. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, I'm over here like blushing as I'm playing this game. I'm like looking around. I'm like, they were just reading through the descriptions, but no, they did a really good job there. With Robert's
that scene
though,
with Robert is so good.
yes, it was really, really good. But the good thing with him too, at least on my end as well, similar like what you said there, Kanisha, is like it's not necessarily maybe what you want, but it's like the best thing for potentially you, the best thing for the characters especially. And you stop him before you get too far into it, and you try to like coax out what's actually going on with him, because that whole night he's been more distracted than usual. You go out and have a really fun like play around with a ghost tour where you get to just riff off of each other the whole night and completely flummox the person who's hosting the ghost tour, which was a blast. But when you're actually back home and you're kind of being real and vulnerable with each other, he tells you about Val and how she's going to come see him soon, and how he wasn't a good dad. He feels like he's, never been a good dad, and he wasn't a good husband, and he's just going to mess it up if she comes and visits. And he kind of compares himself to you, being like, you're such a good, dad with Amanda. I don't know if you being a more okay dad with Amanda changes that, because I was doing the good Amanda route. But he was like, oh, look at you, and you're so great, and I just will never be like you. And you get to kind of like slap some sense into him, be like, even if you feel like you're bad now, tomorrow you wake up, try to be a better person. And that's what you need to do, right? Not what you want to do, but what you need to do. And that kind of puts him back in the right mode, so that by the end you get to meet Val, who looks great, by the way, and incredible as far as like her dress.
Great
Amanda calls it
character
out and is
design.
like, you look awesome. This is awesome. She's a photographer just like Amanda. So for me, that's like Robert's fairly canon, just because of how much of a connection outside of just you and him you have. But like, Amanda has like now a connection in the business world. And then when you go to talk to Robert at the very end, he's more like, I really like you, but I need to work on myself and kind of figure myself out first outside of a relationship, which I 100% respect and understand. And you're like, okay, that's lovely. I like hearing that. I want you to get better as a good friend to you. But, whenever you want to work things out, I'll be here for you. So it was one of those, I don't get my super hot, steamy Robert action, but, I made a good friend, and hopefully this person continues to work on themselves. And I feel like that's ultimately the best outcome for both of us.
Yeah, Roberts was a very, like, the good ending was like the healthy ending.
Yep.
Certainly.
Mhm.
I need to be reminded of what happens with Craig, actually, just for me emotionally.
So
I am curious about how you can die in the Craig route, since it's like
Yeah.
him and Brian. Whereas I imagine Brian, it's like something like a fishing related accident or something like that.
It's actually the Ferris wheel with Brian, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Okay.
yes. I
Somebody
think you, like,
jump
get
off
in
a
a fight.
waterfall?
Yeah.
Is that Craig?
With Craig, I think it's on like the second day or wherever you go, like in the woods, and y'all go skinny dipping. You jump off a waterfall, and like you're told not to, but if you like go through with it, basically, you like hit your neck and you die, which is so ridiculous. And then with Craig, I think you get stuck in a Ferris wheel, and you like get into like a little tiff, and you like egg each other on, and then you fight.
Wait, is that Brian
And I
or
think
Craig?
like I feel like it's like you get punched, and then you just like bleed out on the ground. Like you just kind of like get knocked out. The Brian death is like a little sadder, because I think you're like giving like a monologue, like, Amanda, I'm not gonna be able to see. Like it's
Oh,
kind of like,
gosh.
yeah,
That's
it's
hardcore.
like a
Yeah.
little grim, but yeah, it's very silly.
Oh my God. Matt's, I think you actually just get together at the end, is like
There you go.
the ending.
Good
Yeah.
dad. You just,
Yeah.
you hook up with good dad. So
I
I like
can't
it.
remember what his central conflict is, which is only fueling the fire that Nick is like, this is boring, dad. But I won't stand for it because I just love him.
Don't tell him he's right.
I just love him so much. It's just, because he starts his band again, I think is what happens.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's like never too late to get back into his roots, and then he like does his band again.
I know we talked about Damien there a little bit, from like doing a little bit of research on and trying to see. I didn't get to the second or third date with Damien, which I think I'm going to go back, because I did enjoy the time I spent with him. But did y'all either see on there? I don't think it's like rumored now. I'm pretty sure it got confirmed by the writer, but that Damien is trans.
Damien is trans.
Mask, yeah.
Yeah, Damien is
I
trans.
don't think I knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. It's very like subtly played, but yeah, Damien, he is trans. There's like I believe he wears like bindings, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it
so,
says something about like a chest binding. Yeah.
So it's definitely, yeah. Damien's I think story is really, really sweet in terms of just like, because when you meet him, I think at the beginning of the game, you realize that he's so kind of like Will said with Robert, he's very committed to the bit of being like, I'm the emo Victorian guy. Like he's got the aesthetic down pat, which is very funny. But yeah, and then you realize, of course, you get closer to him and you realize his fraught relationship with Lucien. And Lucien also is like kind of like, I know he's like a shithead, middle schooler / early high schooler or something like that. But it's really funny because like I really like that this section where he's like bullying Hugo's kid Ernest for a little bit, and he's like he's building
Cask
like
of Amontillado.
the cask of Amontillado. He's building a
Yeah.
brick wall around him, and he's live streaming it to other people in town, which is genuinely
So
like
Those children
fucking
are
funny.
menaces.
Yeah, they are.
Lucien and Ernest are menaces. Ernest,
Yeah.
in Joseph's like run, you have a church youth group dance,
Mhm.
and Ernest was in charge of making the sign, and he wrote, "Jesus is coming," with a U.
With you, yeah.
And so you have to like fix it. You don't change, none of the options that you can fix it with have just Jesus is coming, like you change it to an O. The only good option is Jesus is calming. And it's not good.
No.
But yeah, Ernest is a
Yeah.
freaking menace. And then Joseph, the preacher, threatens to break Ernest, the middle schooler's vape. And I'm like, what is this game?
Any of y'all get that like in between moment where you go into the convenience store and Ernest propositions you to buy him vape juice?
That was so fucking
Yeah.
funny. And this is
Yeah,
the point where I was like, okay, the writing is hilarious because like you as the dad, you go in and he's like, you think he's like wanting you to buy him ice cream or something like that because you're going in there.
It's like it's an energy drink.
and you go in and he's like, oh, and then he says something along the lines of, oh, you wanted me to get some of Baphomet's cough syrup or something like that. And
Yeah, that's exactly what he calls it.
he's like, let me go give this kid a piece of money. And he goes out and he realizes, he says no. And then he goes back in. And when he goes back out again, he realizes that Ernest had like tried to get a cop to buy him vape juice, which is just so fucking stupid. It's so funny. I'm just like, yes, this is how teenagers work, I guess.
Yeah, that was good. And Robert came to save the day. It's so funny. What are you doing with my son?
That made me think of my little brother, because my little brother has definitely conned me into taking him to get like vape.
No
cartridges
way,
and
really?
stuff like that in the middle of the night.
No.
I know. Jordan's the worst.
God. Well, character development, do we want to hit on any other like moment to moment stuff that we got? But I think we're kind of moving into character development.
Yeah, I know that you had said, Claire, that you hadn't, and this is, I'm not 100% sure if this is like a true statement, so anybody please correct me if I'm wrong, but like I believe that Damien was like an add-on in the Dreamiest Daddy edition. I don't know if he was like packed into the original game. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like he was an interesting add-on. But I will say that like in terms of, you were talking about like, you know, the wholesome endings, like, you know, with Matt being like a very like wholesome ending, I feel like Damien's ending is also, it's like really interesting and also really wholesome. Like the whole third date is basically you and him teaming up together to go find a dog that has gotten out in the neighborhood, and you realize that Damien has like this other life that he lives, where he's kind of like living a double life where he has to take off his like his regalia and put on like basic like office or just like corporate employee clothes. He's wearing like a polo and like with a name tag and everything.
Doesn't he
No.
work like a Best Buy or something like that? It's
Yeah.
like,
I think he's an IT. He's like an IT
he's
person.
he's
Yeah.
IT support. Yeah, he's IT support, and he knows
So
a little bit of
funny.
Oh my
CSEC.
God, the
Yeah,
hottest
he's
Scots. Aren't the hottest Scots IT support? Like, what the hell?
always IT support. They're either goths or furries, one of the two, and they're the best at what they do. They're the best at what they do. And yeah, so it's really cool because like you get to know him a little bit, and obviously like there's this whole dynamic where in the third date you have to pick the right places to go, and there's this like sense of encouragement. But I kind of like the culmination of the ending between Damien and the player character is him kind of acknowledging the fact that he's living these multiple facets of his life. Obviously, he's living the life of him being a dad and trying to take care of Lucien, while at the same time being this other person that's like not necessarily in line with the things that he enjoys, like the Victorian era and his like gothic aesthetic and everything, while at the same time he is still looking for love and everything. And I think it's like one of the most heartwarming endings because he kind of acknowledges to the player character that he feels like most at home with you, and he feels comfortable being those three separate facets of himself with you, which I think is really beautiful. I definitely enjoyed that a lot. So it was
That's so
wholesome,
sweet.
little wholesome ending there.
Some of these are just, they're such sweeties. Like they're
Yeah.
just you
Mhm.
just keep uncovering more sweetie dads. Like it's so, I always forget how much this game really does just like warm my little Grinch heart sometimes.
It's very earnest.
Also,
For a
special
game that's full of puns. It's
100%.
surprisingly
Yeah.
earnest.
Ton of dad jokes.
special shout out to the art direction or the creative decision when you pick a dialogue option that the character really likes, and it has eggplants next to the
the
hearts
hearts
that
and
flows
everything.
out. I was
Yeah.
like, hell yeah.
Absolutely. yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about the character development over the course of this game. Structurally, character development is baked into the way that you play this game.
Mhm.
You as the dad, as your dad, Sona, and whomsoever you are romancing, are going through some sort of thing that is leading to some kind of growth or failure if you end up with a bad ending. You know, whether that is Matt getting back into his stuff or Robert trying to like acknowledge his alcoholism and move on and like solve his life. And then, yeah, all of these other ones. I do feel like there's a ton of character development in this game. Some more believable than others, certainly, but like, yeah.
100%. Yeah, I think part of like the character development more so kind of leans into the fact of like you as the player character just discovering more about the individual characters. One like critique that I would make is that you as like the dad, of course, like, you know, the relationship with Amanda is like very wholesome, and of course there's like the good and like not so great ending that you can have with Amanda in terms of like how you support her in her journey. But one thing that I did like it kept coming back to me that I don't know if this resonates with any of you, but I just kind of got a little bit annoyed at how like a pathetic piece of shit the player character is written. Like he's consistently like I maybe that's a little
We're
bit too
so
strong.
used to playing dumb men. I
was like, oh, is this character uniquely?
I was like, was he any worse than some of the other ones?
Yeah, I guess it's just like he's kind of slovenly. He doesn't really take care of himself that much. He is witty. He's got a lot of like witty repartee, of course, like with all of the characters, but he's always very sardonic on the like it errs on the side of like being a little bit negative about things sometimes. And it's like it felt so much to me like the writer of the game or the director, whoever was responsible for this, he created like the player character and it's just a self-insert of themselves. And I'm just like, okay. And I realize when you play like a visual novel like this, like it's not really intended to give you a lot of like agency. Like you're kind of just picking the choices that are there. But I just kind of kept getting frustrated where he's like, yeah, I'm going to get 2 tubs of ice cream and fall asleep on the couch with the shit running down my shirt. And I'm just like, that's not who I am.
Don't do that.
Why are you making me do this?
Like, I'm eating 1 pint of ice cream and not spilling it.
There you go.
You got me.
The big thing for me is like for when Nick, you're talking about that specifically with the character kind of being the slovenly and stuff, at least with some of the dads, depending on how far you go down, I feel like that improves. So that is one thing that I see that's a little bit more uncommon with other kind of like dating sims, to where instead of you just being a pure template, depending on who you interact with, it kind of affects how your character acts too. Because, you know, the first time you hang out with Craig, you can't run for shit, right? You're super
You get slammed
like tired
into
and
the wall
lazy.
by the
Yeah,
treadmill.
you fall off of the treadmill, and then by the time you're at the second date, the character even says, "Oh, since hanging out with Craig, I now get up every morning and run for 30 minutes, and I'm trying to better myself." So when you're on that second date with him and you're doing like a bunch of running all over, you're like, "Oh, I'm surprised I can actually keep up with him." And I look over and Craig's breathing hard too. That makes me feel better. So that kind of gave me a little, "Oh, I'm improving."
Yeah.
As I sit on my couch playing this game, I'm getting stronger.
That's not bad. Okay.
I was gonna say, I was thinking about it, like Claire and I are always talking about player characters that feel like they are inconsistent, or they just feel like little vacuous things
Mm-hmm.
to make decisions through. And
Yeah.
like for how like slovenly you are at the start, I do appreciate that like this dad is this dad. Like he's
Yeah.
very consistent, and the improvements that you make is specific to who he is as this avatar, like as this dad.
Mhm.
And it makes like interacting with the other characters and like the consequences of the relationships you make and how you develop them more interesting. But I do think it's fair. I think they like leaned super hard into like hee silly just bumbling dad aesthetic of filling him like, yes, I'm really into ice truckers and like da 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 da.
Okay,
And it's
but
like,
Oh,
our
I
dad
kind of
is
do want
also
that show
kind
though.
of
that's
he's
fair.
kind of a reformed punk too. There's like lots of
That's
jokes
true.
about like
yeah.
like
He was in a
throwing
ska
bomb
band.
into a police station, like
Yeah,
being in
Molotov,
being
yeah.
in a ska band. Yeah, like, and so it's definitely, they've given our dad Sona a specific genre of person that this is, and
Yeah.
it's neat that the dad that you choose to date starts to like grow that piece of your personality, right? Like you hear a lot
Yeah.
more about your experiences in your ska band and stuff when you're like doing the mat run. but you might not
Yeah.
talk about that really at all when you're talking to Joseph. Instead, when you're talking to Joseph, you're talking about how you're uncomfortable about religion, which is just a thing that is true about this dad. Like,
Yeah.
if you were a religious person playing this dad, you might feel kind of weird about that. But this dad is uncomfortable around religion. Like,
Yeah.
to the point where Amanda's like, don't be weird. And you are immediately weird.
Very weird.
How
was
Which I
your
related to.
Jesus?
How's your Jesus said to a 10-year-old is wild.
It was fun playing this kind of dad because my own dad is so like uptight. I have like a military dad. Love my dad.
Oh, yeah.
Love my dad down. He's a great father, but he is like, I'm not used to an unserious dad. Like this is it's kind of fun playing like a complete dork. Like I appreciate that. Yeah.
And like, you have a couple of moments where your attentiveness as a player is directly rewarded into your attentiveness as a father, namely
Yeah.
the Emma P
Yeah.
and Emma R debacle,
Yep.
where
Yeah.
like when you finally crack Amanda into telling you what's going on, you realize that you need to have retained from the beginning of the game which Emma is the best friend and which Emma is not, and you will like get bonus points as a dad for which one did which thing. And it's like,
Period.
wait, is that the one that like is your bestie? Is that the one that pooped in the pool? Is that the one that puked in the Dead Gotham Beyond? And Amanda's like, no, I'm the one that puked in the Dead Gotham Beyond. Obviously, Dad, we just went and celebrated that. Like those sorts of things. I loved the moments of like getting into the gossip
Yeah.
when she's finally going and you're like, I don't know that I'm following this, but I'm doing my best. Like in your mind,
Yep.
you're like, I'm doing my best to follow this. And you like get those options and it's like, okay, luck the fuck in. Which one of these bitches upset my child? Like,
Yeah.
Period.
Okay, quick question though, in terms of just like insight to the situation. I don't know, like how believable is it that Amanda is gonna like, because I mean he does explicitly say this when he's talking about her to other people, that she tends to bottle things up inside, but like does it make sense, slash did you see it as believable where it's like he keeps asking like, hey, like are you gonna tell me what's wrong, are you gonna tell me what's going on, and she says, and she keeps deflecting or like going off. Did that seem real to the both of you, or was it one of those where it's like at a certain point like you personally would have been like, Dad, this is what's going on, like please help me?
Gonna say I'm very much an Amanda. I still am that way. It's
Okay.
usually with my mom, but like it's definitely like my mom will be like, she will pick up on how I really feel about someone or something. She'll be like, and like blah blah blah, and I'm like, no mom, I'm not telling you. And we'll do this for months, and then like finally when I've decided I'm ready to talk about it, then they'll be like, Mom, here's the whole situation. And she's like, yes, I already put this together like 3.5 months ago. I was
Yep.
just waiting
Yep.
for you to like
Okay.
really give it to me.
Okay.
So yeah, my dad does this too, but my dad is such like an ear hustler, so he's like in the background pretending to be asleep while I'm
Mhm.
talking to my mom. And then when I'm finally like ready to come with it, he was like, and I told you, Dee Dee, that's why it's like this, because she said that and da 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 da. And she's like, you were not in this conversation. Like, so yeah, that felt very true to life, honestly.
Okay.
yeah, I think as a teen girl, the more somebody asks, the less I'm going to tell them. And then as soon as like, I could absolutely be like, my mom for sure has tricked me into talking about stuff by being like, let's go do this or let's go
Mhm.
have this or whatever. And then it like leads itself to a moment where I'm like, and I'm mad about this. And it's like, but it's like, what are you upset about? And it's like, I'm a pretty easy get. If I'm asked more than once or twice, if it was about a boy, I would shut that shit down way faster. And I do think in this case, because there was a boy involved, it was a lot more believable. If it was
Yeah.
just the friendship, just like they left me out of the group text or whatever, I could see more, Nick, where you're coming from of like, at what point do you just like tell your dad what the fuck is going on? But
Yeah.
like, I think with the boy component,
Mhm.
Okay.
I believed
Okay.
it a lot more of like, I'm crying. Do not ask me why I'm crying. Get out of my room.
Makes sense.
I
Okay.
cannot do this with you right now. But I'm so like, I wanted her to have at least one friend that didn't suck, and all of her friends
Yeah.
sucked. And then also
Fuck the
continuity
Emmas. This is
error
crazy.
in the final scene. Did she at the barbecue was like going to do something with the Emmas again, and I was like, wait, are we friends with them again? Which did make me really feel like a teen dad, where I was like, totally missed that, but all right, go have fun. But I don't know if that was like intentional or if that was like some sort of branching error.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't tell
interesting.
either.
I think it is intentional. I think, like, depending on how you coach her through the situation, it is I think it's a little bit like, "Oh, we're friends with them again," but I think it is, like, they kind of work it out.
Yeah.
I feel like Amanda does something as retribution a little bit, and I think they, like, work it out, if I remember correctly.
Good for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But can we go back real fast, Kanisha? What did you say your dad was? What was that name or
Ear-
title you gave him?
Oh, ear hustler. That's what my mom calls it.
Oh,
It's
hold on,
like
hold on. Let me
listening.
I'm writing
What
that
is it
one down.
called? Eavesdropping is
It's
the normal
eavesdropping,
term.
but
Yo.
My mom
ear
calls it
hustler
ear
is better.
hustling.
Yo,
Yeah.
eavesdropping is out. Eavesdropping is out. 2000 and late. That's 2000 and late. No,
Yeah.
we're on ear hustler now.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
That uniquely seems like something you would do. Will you just be like passed out or just like
Oh,
on
I've
the
done that
couch or
many.
something,
I've done that
or
many a time.
snoozing or something like that? And I imagine like a 17-year-old Caro talking to Sarah, and you just be like pretend to be zoned out, but you're so locked in on the conversation.
Listen, Big Brother is always listening. Always
Literally.
listening.
My mom will like call me and ask about things, and she'll be like, "Your dad told me to call." Like he would not shut up about it. I was gonna say something, but yeah. Oh no, it's like that meme where it's like, think about the messiest bitch you know. It's a man, isn't it? That's my dad. I hope he
Damn.
never hears this. I hope no one related to me ever hears this because my dad would not like that. But he does know he's messy and nosy, and that's where I get it from. And
Okay.
he gets it from his mom. It's like a long line of like messiness, and so
A
that's what I
lineage of
enjoy about
messy.
playing
Hustlers?
this dad. Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, very. My deadly sin is gossip. That's my vice. I
What
really
is
do
that
love
sin?
knowing.
Gluttony. I just like knowing too many things.
Is that
yeah.
would we say that's gluttony? I was like, which sin is gossip?
Avarice. It's greed.
Well, yeah.
Greedy for
Oh.
knowledge.
Yeah, there you go. Greedy for knowledge.
All
I like
right.
it.
Yeah, the characters developed. Did anybody else do the secret ending?
Okay, I need to hear about this because
No.
this sounds too wackadoodle.
Because
for
I
me
looked
to
it up
fathom.
and it's so many things you have to do, like it's just in the player creator. I know
Yeah.
you pretty much do player creator and then you can jump straight to it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically, when the game came out, this was not in the game. But little fan gremlins went into the other old versions of the game and found old code that had this in there. Because Game Grumps, as like a group, are also really into horror games. And so they had originally written this like secret ending, and then they took it out because they were like, this is too cuckoo banana pants. Like, we need to take this out. And then the fans were like, give us the secret ending. And so they were like, fine. So then they put it in like this. And so in order to unlock the secret ending, you have to make Jimmy Buffett in the dad creator. So there are like a number of things you have to do. You have to have like the balding hair and the oval face and the biggest dad bod and the Jimmy Buffett margarita outfit. And you have to name the character Jimmy Buffett and like a number of things to like have Roman nose to cheese mouth to unlock it. Then a little pop-up comes up, explains to you the history of this thing, and is like, if you got here on accident, pop back into the dad creator, just change one or two things and like live on with your life and come back here. You also get the option to start the game from the beginning and play your Jimmy Buffett run and like see what happens and get to that point on your own. Or you're given the option to just skip to the ending because they're like, we know what you're here for. So it's an alternate Joseph ending. So it's alternate preacher dad ending. You wake up fully bound in like manacles underground in a dungeon under the cul-de-sac that your neighborhood lives in. Joseph, the only time in the game you see him in his like preacher, the blacks with the collar, which honestly, he's looking hot as hell.
So good.
He looks better in the scary ending than he does the whole rest of the game. And you are like imprisoned, and he gives you a monologue about like, haven't you wondered why you moved into a cul-de-sac of eligible dads? Like, where the hell do you think all these other people went? There is something here that needs to be fed, and like, I am here to feed it, and like, I have been here to feed it. My father before me, my father's father before him, like all these things.
Yeah.
And it's like revealed that he has had a hand in the departures or killings or disappearances of the other people's spouses. There is a brief moment where you think he also had a part of Alex, your spouse's death. He did not. He's like, yeah, I wish I could have claimed that, but like, blah, blah, blah. Crazy.
Psycho.
And then Mary shows up, unlocks you, you flee.
Okay.
You think you flee. There's like a whole series of like scary ass shit that happens to you in like the catacombs of this dungeon underground. You're like, I've been here for weeks, I've been here for months, I don't know. And then you get home. You like find a door and you get home. And then immediately it's like uncanny valley shit. Like your word jumbles are a crossword and Amanda doesn't know her own birthday. And like all of a sudden she like black eyes reveals like Joseph has been like playing in your mind and like having you dream. And then you like wake up again and you're still in the dungeon and he's still there. And like there's this really intense moment. And then like all of this like is happening. And then Mary stabs him and there's blood. The children show up, but all the children are like, not he like makes it clear they have the black eyes. He makes it clear that these were never his children, that he's not a dad, he's never been a dad, but whatever they are, they're hungry and they want to feed. Then Mary has stabbed him. The last thing we see of Joseph is like the children moving on to Joseph, like, and then they all go off screen, and then a like honestly super fine detective man shows up.
Fine as hell.
He's so fine. He is so fine. He has
Detective
like
Saul Graves.
He's so hot. Yes,
I date this man.
He is so hot. He shows up. It's like blurry. Then you wake up back in your house. Amanda was like, "Oh my god, I was so worried about you. Like, what happened?" Then you have like your normal Amanda stuff of like, "Oh, I love you too, great." And then Detective Daddy is like, "Yeah, I'm also a single dad, and like maybe when you get through this, you can give me a call." And end credits.
Hell yeah.
Bananas. It's absolutely bananas. And they were like, we removed it, so like if this ending upsets you, please know it's like not canon, but hope you enjoy. And I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but this feels canon as hell to me.
Pretty
like,
good ending.
It's a lot of effort for non-canon.
I was like, you
That's
gave
awesome.
me the cutest daddy and the secretest ending. I don't know. So did our choices matter?
I think they did.
I did.
I feel like they
They
did.
definitely did. Because you can have like obviously the good or the bad endings with each daddy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to choose the things. I felt like it was in a lot of games that are like in visual novel, like text-based choice games. They give you like, the misleading answers on the multiple choice test where it's like, oh, you think it's this answer, but it's not. And I feel like they didn't really do that in this game. It feels like everybody kind of is such a caricature that you can intuit what they want to hear from you as the dad Sona. And I thought that was that was useful. That was like very useful in terms of just like playing it. I enjoyed it. I think choices matter.
Is this a safe place?
This is a safe place.
Okay. I did a little bit of safe scumming, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god, me too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you play visual novels.
I know.
You
I
gotta.
had to. I had
You
to.
gotta.
No.
Listen,
No.
choices matter, because when I made a choice where somebody I cared about had those little black dots show up in their
Ooh,
background,
you
I
don't-
was
Go
like,
back to the load
nope.
screen, baby.
Nope.
Mhm.
I
We
said
are
that
getting
never
S-tier
happened.
dates.
That never happened. Or if I picked something, I was like, oh, this is gonna get me like hearts or eggplants, and it didn't. I was like, that didn't happen.
All eggplants all the way, babe.
Listen. I
get
was
it.
like, I'm maxing out, like you said, S-tier dates with some of the fellas, right? If there was some where I was like, oh, okay, I think it was a good choice, even though it didn't work out. Not that big of a deal. But I'm
Couple
like,
A's here and there.
yeah, no A doesn't hurt anybody, right? But I was like, I'm not having Craig sad. That happened with the second date with Craig. We were looking for the capybara.
Yes.
We found the leg. I feel like I got pretty close to it, but then River got pissed and he was like, "Oh man, sorry, I got to go take care of River with like black." I was like, "Nope." How to find capybara? Load. I was like, I'm not gonna have Craig sad, which is great because then I was rewarded with brunch. So honestly,
Exactly.
go me. I had a
Craig
great time.
sad is
There you
my
go.
worst nightmare, honestly. He's so
The first
cute.
time I played that, I played it like 3 times in a row. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I have to figure this out. And I want to be honest about it because Craig brought that out of me. And I need to be that.
He brought the best out of you, Kanisha.
He really did. I'm a different person because of Craig.
Speaking of finding the capybara, other than that, success. What does it look like in this game? Did we have fun?
Oh no, I had a blast. It was great. Just even interacting with everybody. Like I'm legitimately going to go back after this and at least do 2 dates of everyone.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm going to get the dreamiest daddy where you go on all the dates. I probably will. I'll
Someday.
stomach the Brian dates, right? I'll make it work.
That
He's
fast
like,
forward
let's-
button
hunter.
becomes your friend.
Yeah, it is. He's like,
Trophy
let's
hunter
go
trash.
fishing. I'm like, brother, you want to go fishing with me?
Let's go
I'm like,
gambling.
Cause straight up, I was like, I guess so. But legitimately, having those first dates with everybody, everyone is pretty good overall. Claire, you definitely sold me a little bit more on Joseph. It was funny. The first date with Joseph, I thought went pretty well. dealing with the twins and like getting them to just say creepy twin movie shit. That was so fun. They're like, say, come play with us, Danny. And like they obliged and they were having fun. I was like, oh, this is very sweet and cute. And then he pulls a Children of the Corn reference out of his ass. And I was like, this is really awesome. Like the references hit. Children of the Corn. There's a Memento reference you can do later on with Craig. And I was just like, I was like, Ryder, you were cooking. You were doing your thing. So all that to say, yes, I had a great time. Interacting with everybody is fun. I mean, the whole thing of a visual novel / dating simulator is those connections you forge and how the writing flows well or not. And while there was a couple of things here and there, for example, you can have those kind of in between like mini dates that happen with people. And on one of them, right, you may be going to someone's house. And then if you go on a real date with somebody, it's like their first or second date. They're like, welcome to my house. You've never been here before. I'm like, I was just here.
Branching.
I was just here 2 days ago, buddy. I was like, I just saw this.
That happened with me and Damien, where I was like, what do you mean I've never been to your house? We had a very romantic moment where you taught me to pin butterflies. I was already here. What are we saying? Sir?
Yep.
We just had a tea party.
Straight up.
Oh my God, the tea party.
Tea party was so cute.
Yeah.
Which princess was your dad? When you get to choose, your dad
had to be
gets
hacker.
choose.
Had to be hacker
Princess.
Come on.
Yeah, 100%.
Hacker princess as well. I wanted them to give me the option to just also be space princess along with the
That's what I thought they were
going
gonna
to
do. Yeah.
But hacker princess.
Dream Daddy 2.
No such
Dream
thing.
Daddy 2.
Dream
It's okay.
Daddy 2, the Two Dream, Two Daddy. Yeah, I definitely think like this game was really fun. This, in terms of just like delightful getting to know these different characters. When Will first recommended it and I looked it up on Steam, I was like, oh, what the fuck did he pick out for this game? Like, what am I getting into? What the fuck is this bullshit?
That Will picked this. That rocks. That rocks.
Yeah. But then I was just pleasantly surprised when I did make time to play it and get through the game. And it genuinely is such a... There are really wholesome moments. There are really funny moments. The writing is sharp and self-aware, which I don't think is very true in a lot of different contexts. But yeah, definitely the success is just getting, like he said, getting to know these different characters and getting to kind of bond with him. And I feel like it's also... you moving towards the direction of like, because I feel like there's so many different varieties of daddy that you can choose from in this one that like you can just naturally move towards whatever feels best. And I think that's what real success is in life and in video games.
I think this game aged really well too. Like,
Agreed. Yeah.
revisiting the world again. I think the core tenets like be who you are, meet yourself, and meet the people around you where you are. Joseph, his whole antagonist thing and his ending is like not embracing who he is and like using religion to shield that. Like all of these things, it's just, I don't know, it was just like refreshing. And like for like the humor and the puns and like there's a way in which like this game, like 2 steps in the wrong direction could have been really, really cringe to return to.
100%.
But because it's so aware and I think makes itself like a really good access point for people to enter into, just balancing like the silliness of like all these dads and like the earnestness of like having a really, really queer game with like all of these different people and different relationships, like parenthood and being a child. Like it's really nice. It's really cool. And I see how this endured. I was like reading before this about like people who seem to have been fans of Game Grumps on like Reddit, like really didn't like the game or like that was like really basic or something like that.
Interesting.
And I was just thinking, ouch, I hit my desk. I was just
Are
thinking
you okay?
like, I'm okay.
Okay.
Like part of that is like part of the appeal of like this game would be really fun if it took like a Hotiful boyfriend like crazy twist and like was more weird or whatnot. But I think part of its appeal is like balancing like this is a weird and very off kilter and like very of itself world, but like there are these really accessible points and archetypes and like things to work through. Yeah, I really like it for that because it feels like it can be consequential to people who are fans of like many different genres or like who needed like a lower barrier to entry to like a visual novel or like dating sim style game and just the right balance to be like, oh, I can take myself seriously and still play this game and engage and like very thoughtfully engage, not just be like, haha, I'm playing like this weird game where I'm flirting with everybody. I had a lot of fun, and I also like had more fun than I thought I would, like revisiting it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree. Originally, when we were revisiting it, I was like kind of sad because I was like, I just want to replay Matt and Craig. And I was like, Claire, you literally can't do that. You're covering this for the show. Like, please, for the love of God, do something different. And so I played, Robert and Joseph mostly. And what a different experience, but the same level of like earnestness and like, and honestly, a heartbreak in certain moments where it's like, God, like I really thought that might have worked out. Like, why did I think that? There were zero signs on the way that this was going to end well for me.
Yeah.
And yet I just like wanted it to. And usually I get kind of annoyed when a dating sim's like, LOL, never mind. And so like I was a little bit like, are you kidding me? There's no way. And then like you guys said, the good ending being the ending that's good for you and not necessarily the ending that's like you win the dad is I think what gives it some of that like staying power and that longevity. And also like sending Amanda to college and like throwing her party as the like bookend of like you start the game with the barbecue and you end the game throwing a party for the people in the neighborhood that has a mac and cheese bar, which is iconic. And like it's really cool to see that your character, regardless of who they've dated, regardless of what's happened, has like found a footing in this little community of people and that people really love your child as well. And I think that is like so that was success to me.
It's so underrated, building a community in any game and like feeling like you can live in that space because all of these characters are so well written, and it's like this own little tiny world that you're in. I mean, Assassin's Creed 2 got it right. I mean, they did it really well here. It's definitely beautiful when you can kind of build that up and exist there. So
correct me if I'm wrong, but you have to be a good dad to Amanda to get the best endings with the daddies. Is that right?
I don't know.
I
I don't know
literally
for
don't
sure.
know. I can't bring myself to be a bad dad. I've never gotten the bad
no
dad
way.
ending. I
No
literally
way.
cannot emotionally do it.
I got it once, like to like, get everything.
Yeah.
But it was like emotionally devastating. I was like, never again. Certainly never
choice.
again. Yeah. But I think I'm gonna say it's true for now. If
It's
memory
emotionally
serves,
true.
anyone
You don't
feel free
deserve
to
a good
correct
ending
me.
if you're only an okay.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's
I'm like,
true,
it's
though.
nice that like you have like you're forced. Like, why would you be good at a romantic relationship if you can't even foster like a healthy, loving relationship with your kid? That's like, I like that you have to earn it because
and you're like grieving and you talk about
You're
that
right.
with her. And like, I love any game that isn't afraid to be like, also a person died and it hurts still many years later.
Yep.
And I'm like, I love that.
you can have bad feelings and still have good relationship. And I appreciated that. When I play this game, the thing I am like most proud of at the end is like raising Amanda, and like she loves me and wants to come back and like that. And so I'm like, I know it's hard to imagine like winning over one of these daddies and then like very mid with my kid.
Being
So
like, fucking bye, Amanda.
that's crazy. Now with Bella Swan, I don't know. I think it could be fine, but not
Yeah.
Amanda.
Well, the problem with Bella is the exact opposite of what. Let me get my soapbox really quick. The problem with Bella is the
Please.
exact same, like, is the exact opposite of what we've been talking about with our dad, Sona. Of like, Bella was intentionally designed to be a vacuum that young women could just plug themselves
Yeah.
into. So she like lacks a lot of like shape of real personality.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people argue with me about like things that happen later and like things that indicate her personality and blah blah blah. But like a lot of the criticism around Twilight as a book is that she is like this vacuum. Amanda is not that, and our dad Sona is not that. And so those relationships just feel so much more like real and full and weirdly like manageable. Like it doesn't feel like we're putting stuff onto Amanda. It feels like we're seeing Amanda and Amanda seeing us, whether we're watching all 19 seasons of Paranormal Ice Road Truckers or eating way too much cake or being made fun of because we baked a shelled entire egg into a cake one time, which will just live in my brain forever.
It happens.
Like, how did we do that?
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Dad
What?
brain. Dad brain is real.
Yeah. Like genuine connection. Yeah, I agree. I think it's so, I mean, like, yeah, Bella is an object of desire. It is so crazy. Like her bonding moment in the first book is like we're gonna eat pie together in the diner. We're done. Poor
We
Charlie.
might have to do a Twilight deep dive at some point, but that's
I
unrelated, I guess,
know.
to the video. I
We
wonder
need,
if they
like,
have a video game.
We need like a
don't-
date with us, like movie marathon
TV
watch
edition,
along or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
Game
Do
yeah.
that for
Cinematic
April Fools.
Universe.
How about say for
This
April
is
Fool's
me-
Day, you do one for a TV or movie.
Ooh, that's fun.
That's a really good idea, Will. Welcome to the team.
Hey, all right, all right.
We love ideas. Should we rate this game?
Let's do it. Let's rate it.
Listen, I think I'm good for a 9.5. I had some little issues, problems,
Oh,
etc.
Oh, well.
But
You're
Yeah,
a date
you're
with
jumping
us?
oh no,
way ahead of yourself, buddy.
You're
yeah, I
a date
did.
with
Yeah,
us?
I did. Hold
I was
on,
waiting to see if
hold on.
Kanisha was going to do it, but it's been a minute since I've done it. So if
Go
you'll
ahead, go
indulge
ahead.
me,
Fine. Just kidding. Yeah, go ahead.
here at Date With Us, we rate on 3 things. We rate on a scale of spice, steaminess, titillation, excitement, sexiness. We rate on a scale of romance because they are different than spice. So also kind of like titillation, but like butterflies, the excitement of romance. And then we rate on a scale of ourselves. So we take that page out of the No Small Games Girlies books and rate on a scale of ourselves. That's usually out of 10-ish. But just to say that like each of us is going to rate something on a different scale. And if you vibed with what one of us said more than another, you will likely more align with those ratings. And so we just say like on a scale of how many Wills, on a scale of how many Claires, on a scale of how many Kanishas, and how many Nicks. But first, before we dive into your high Will rating, we're going to talk about spice. I feel like it's got some spice.
Some.
There were moments like the blushing happens, but I don't know. I didn't feel like for how many eggplants there are in this game. I don't even know how many how many dads do we even see shirtless? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think Brian.
I know.
Unfortunately,
Instant
I was like,
Don't we see
Yeah.
don't
There's
we
also
see Craig
kisses.
shirtless?
There's
Yeah.
kisses.
I hope we see
and-
Craig shirtless. Yeah,
we
the
do.
like
We
the
definitely do.
beginnings of the descriptions when they're there are steamy,
Mhm.
but tragically we just don't get very far.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give it like I will venture out and give it like a 4. I'll give it a 4. It's steamy and like sometimes you have descriptions that are like pretty steamy, but they're still not hot. We've had games, but like these, it's like they don't get as steamy as they could, but they're really hot when they are there
Yeah.
and they get there. So I will give it like a 4 for that.
I'm thinking 5. I want my. I mean, maybe we could go 4.5.
No, I'll say 5 because I actually
too
wanted to say
generous?
5, but I wasn't sure.
Okay. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know. I feel like we 5 is like sex happens in this game. Like you are given the option to fuck people. It does happen. And there are hot descriptions around it. It is not like we're not trending into the M-rated or the X-rated or anything like that, really. Like it is decidedly fade to black.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's some sauciness. I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely a little sauce there. I would agree with you. I think in terms of somebody who's not a true proper dating simulator veteran, as our esteemed hosts are. I would say that this is definitely kind of like in my mind, in terms of like my comfort levels with this sort of thing, definitely sits at like a nice 5 out of 10. Like nothing too lurid, nothing too like provocative or anything like that. This game really just kind of sits in my head as like being very wholesome. Like
Yep.
let me actually like date this person and like pursue like a romantic relationship with this person in the game, and I really like it because of that. And so in terms of spice, like I as soon as I kind of got clocked like what this game was going for, I was like, oh, okay, like I'm fine with this. This is okay. But yeah, if you're looking, if dear listener, you're looking for something that's a little saucy, something a little,
You're looking for erotic Naruto fan fiction.
yeah,
True,
just log into
true.
AO3 and read that.
I'm
that'd be fine.
sure there's
Period.
saucy Dream Daddy fan fiction. though.
Has to be.
There must
There's
be,
gotta
right?
be. There's surely
These
there
characters
is.
are hot as hell.
Yeah,
Maybe one of those 5 comics. I got to check those comics out now that got linked into the.
honestly.
Yeah. Oh,
Sad, I
I
didn't
forgot to say
realize
that
that.
out loud. Yeah, they made follow up. Game Grumps worked with a comic company, and they made 5 comic books about different daddies from the Dream Daddy universe, and you can
Hell
get them
yeah.
all on Steam. Actually, for only like $3 less than the game is, but it's a lot of content, and I haven't read them yet, but I'm excited to. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is exciting.
there's one about Craig.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite.
There's one with Damien and Robert and like a little embrace that looked a little saucy. I was like,
A little yaoi?
"Ooh." I hope so.
Maybe we'll have to up our spice rating after we read the comics, but we'll see.
Don't say it if you don't mean it.
Will, what was your spice rating?
My spice, I'll probably get in that same area. Just like y'all said, it's more wholesome. I feel like this is something that grandma could watch you play and she wouldn't get too flustered. So it's definitely not super spicy or anything. I think a mild 5 out of 10 solid.
Romance.
I thought it was very romantic. I enjoyed it a lot. I'd say it's like a 9. Like, the whole point, especially too, for me, I feel like similar, I guess, going back full circle with the whole, what is friendship like? Because some of these can be full romantic and then some of these are like full on friendships, which I'm like, you can have like romantic friendships where you're just really deeply involved with somebody on a friendship level. And it kind of runs the gambit across this whole game. So regardless of what you're going for romance wise, there's plenty of it here, plenty to see, tears you can shed and like, layers you can pull back out of somebody like an onion. So very, very romantic. 9 out of 10 for me there.
Very Shrek core. It's really fun getting to talk with the three of you and just getting your different perspectives on the game and like how it resonated or how it landed with you. And Kenisha as well. It seemed like you've played through this a few times, so it feels like you got that core solid understanding of what they're going for. But yeah, same thing as what Will says here. I would say that like romance wise, because like the peak of like video game romance to me is like, the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt situation because all of those characters in that world and universe are so well written. Like, I don't know if this will quite get to that point. And I think part of that simply just has to do with the structure of how the game is laid out. Like, it is a choice-based game. So I'd say it solidly sits at that, like a really strong 8 out of 10, romantic scale where it's like, yeah, this is definitely what we're going for. We're here to fall in love and we're here to maybe find somebody potentially to live the rest of your dream daddy life with together. And it is meaningful. The things that you find out about yourself and the things that you find out about, these different characters, like it means something. And I think that allows the romance to flourish.
I agree. I would also give this a 8, I think, just because like maybe there's limitations, like you said, about the structure of the game and the structure of the story. But yeah, I think like the impetus behind pursuing some of these relationships and the impetus behind some of the choices you were given to make and how they affect the relationships that you have. I think it's a very romantic approach to such a silly array of characters and situations, and like it takes the heart of it very seriously while like remaining lighthearted. And I think that does that well. Like it does what it sets out to do well. And I do think we get like a very good array of what romance can look like and how it can develop and how it can be fed in this game in a way that's like somewhat surprising. So yeah, I agree with an 8.
Yeah, I think I was also sitting around an 8. Actually, my thought was mostly that some of these dads are more romantic than others. So
100%.
my impulse was just an 8, kind of based on the dad that you choose. You could clock it up to a 9. You might clock it down to a 7, depending on who you're spending most of your time with. And so I think an 8 feels good for me. Overall ratings. Will.
What? Who would have known? It's 9.5 still. So I think it's still good. I enjoyed it a lot. I had a great 9.5 wills. So he sliced me right down the middle, bisector or horizontal, vertical, whichever you want to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I had a really, really good time with it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So like I said, I'm going to go back in and try to get my second dates with the rest of the daddies and probably do Craig's 3rd, Damien's 3rd. And I think I might stop there, but we'll see. You're selling me on Matt. I know you're the big Matt fan, so I might have to do a little bit more Matt talking.
Maybe I'll have to give Matt a second chance too.
At least do the concert. The concert's awesome. At least do the concert.
Okay.
Especially because they play music during the concert, like the minigame music. I know we said the minigame is cool, but the music during the minigame is awesome. Like Pup, I don't know if they're a legit band or not, but they're cool.
No, Pup
awesome.
is good. Pup
Yes.
is
Okay. That was awesome.
They're like a second wave, like they came right on the heels of Nickelback, but like way better than Nickelback.
I'm sorry.
What?
You know
That
who
being
this
your
band
reference
is
point
without
is
playing Matt's
crazy.
storyline? And you think Matt is lame?
Oof.
What are you talking about? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
It's Nick that's the Matt hater. It's not Will.
That's what I'm saying. But Nick just pulled Pup out of nowhere and gave us lore about this band, and he has not played that date.
I was born in 1992, and I grew up listening to fucking Dad Butt Rock. What do you want from me?
I think the reason that you think Matt is lame is maybe that you need to look in the mirror.
Ooh.
No, No. First of all, pause, time
We're
out. Because
fighting.
Matt is the guy who listens to fucking Imagine Dragons and is like, wait, you just don't understand.
You
Their
don't
music
know
is
him.
you don't
He listens to
understand.
pop, literally.
He's the guy that's gonna fucking like listen to the Strokes and be like, oh my gosh, there's this Italian band that you've never heard of in your life, but they're like alt hardcore, like they're amazing. And I'm just like,
You don't know him like I know
Matt,
him.
like calm down, like bro, like chill,
Yeah.
like you're a burger, like it's okay.
He's a good
I
man,
think hit
Savannah.
dogs are hollering right now. This is a little crazy.
Got him. Nick, what's your rating for this
fun.
game?
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna go with a solid 8.5 Knicks out of 10.
Burgers and fries.
Yeah, burgers and fries, exactly. Yeah, this is a really fun game for all of the reasons that we've mentioned previously up until this point. I would say like the few things that do bring this down. Obviously, I understand that this is creeping up on a 10-year-old retro dating simulator title at this point, coming out in 2017. Yeah, I know it hurts. It hurts bad. But I would say that like I wish there was a little bit more integrated controller support, especially since we're living in the era of like handheld PCs and like, this is on consoles and everything. So like that seems like it should be a given. Like, why isn't that there? I would also say, again, to your point, Claire, about the voice acting, I feel like maybe this could have been a patch that you put in later on, or maybe we could have like modified it a little bit. I feel like there could have been some more support or work on the back end. Specifically, the thing that got under my skin was Hugo. Clearly sounded like whoever was like the principal lead on developing this game literally just 80-yard hey on like a bad microphone. But
Yes.
and so I was just like, what the
It
fuck?
made me
It's
so mad, the audio quality being different. I was like, what are we
and I
doing?
was just like, why are we doing this? Like, what's it? Just go do the same thing you did for the other people. But anyway, I know it's an indie game, so you're inconsistent. But generally a very strong performance. 8.5 would recommend out of Knicks. Sorry for my Mac.
You don't need to apologize.
takes.
I'm sorry that I razz you so hard. I just
No, it's
cannot
fine.
believe that you actually knew that band, but you also don't like this band. I'm like, that's not real.
I'll go.
Okay.
I think I'll give it. I like doing whole numbers, so I think I'll give it an 8. I guess. Yeah, it's really hard. I just like, do I jump up to the 9? I don't know. I feel like it's a very like complete, bright, happy, good experience. It feels like eating all the sides for dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like broccoli and mashed potatoes and like a little side salad. Like,
Maybe
and
some
that's
mac and
like your whole
cheese.
dinner. Yeah, it's just like all the favorite, like the best, the most exciting, like the parts of the meal that I'm excited about and like substantial without being like, it's not meat and potatoes. It's not everything, but it's most of the things. And it feels really good. And I feel like satisfied when I play it. And it is a game that like sustains multiple playthroughs for me, and even like years in between I can take breaks and I'm like, I still want to come back, whereas sometimes there are games that I play and I'm like, I'm gonna replay it and then I never do, or like I get halfway through and I just drop off. But it's really easy to get like soaked into the world, and the mini games like introduce a good amount of variety too. Like it's not too boring to like do those over again, especially with the different dads. Yeah, I think I'd give it an 8. I don't know. It's just like an 8 out of 10 Kanisha game. That's how I'm feeling.
I feel wild saying this. I've been torn between 7 and 8, but I think I'm being a little hard on it for being a near retro game, because my things are more nitpicky. So I think I'll probably land at an 8. As I've been listening to this, I'm like, yeah, no, actually, this is this is one of the pinnacle dating sims, and I think I'm feeling more critical of it because of its like stature as like a classic dating sim that
It's
people often
prestige.
refer to. Yeah. And like, but if I was picking this up and I like didn't know anything about it, I would be like, this game fucks. Like, this is rad. So yeah, I think probably 8 out of 10 Claires. But the 2 Claires that like aren't there are like kind of really shitty about it. Like definitely complaining about the voice acting, definitely complaining about some of the branching problems, being irrationally hard on some of the like technical things that I want from a game. But I think that's honestly just at the cost of me learning more about games and what is possible, which is awesome that now that we're like doing the show and I'm like thinking about all the different things that games like this can be, that it's like, oh yeah, I have a wonderful list of things that I would want to see from To Dream to Daddy, or from like Dream Daddy 10-year dad rector cut anniversary edition where they like add stuff or whatever. But yeah, I think this is a solid 8 out of 10 glares.
Nice.
Now, the last little bit we do here together is that we decide what we're going to leave behind in the game of Dream Daddy. So there's an episode of the Mindy Project where she leaves some earrings behind in her apartment so that the guy has to call her later, or in his apartment so that he has to call her later. This is sort of the energy that we're channeling here. What unhinged, manipulative, or selfish thing might we leave behind? But this has since evolved a lot over the course of the show. So it might be something more metaphysical. It might be something that you want to like leave a new type of character in there, or you want to leave something for a character you love, or you want to, leave a map to the dungeon under the cul-de-sac for them to actually figure out what's going on there. Or, that might be mine. But yeah, what are we leaving behind in Maple Bay?
Oh, this is hard.
I'm leaving behind mysterious notes about the cultish nature, and also like a deep desire to have kind of a Brindlewood Bay TTRPG reskin of Dream Daddy.
Okay.
I know. I've been thinking of Brindlewood Bay this whole time.
Yeah, you play as murder mavens who are like a group of elderly women. It's inspired by things like Murder, She Wrote, but it asks the question like, why the hell are all these murders happening around this woman?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm kind of like, I kind of want a carved in Brindlewood Maple Bay Dream Daddy thing. Maybe we have to make
just
that
write it, dude.
That
I think
sounds
you
like-
can write
Oh,
that.
no.
Just do it. You could do it, Claire.
There you go.
The
One more
world's my
thing.
oyster. And
You can do
honestly, like, yeah, fuck. Okay, I'll add it to the project list.
Just let me edit the
This one's
show
not
so
a
you
video
can
game.
focus on writing. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, please. Please, anyone.
Welcome to the team, Nick.
Yeah. Now you both made it.
Ah, yes. Good. I'm trying to think. I feel like I have like a saucy answer and then maybe like a maybe like a more wholesome answer, but I would say that like, when I finally get around to doing the Craig canon run, I'd probably leave like some of my like Sport Flex like Nike boxers in his like laundry basket. That way, like, when he's doing laundry next, he won't forget me, and he'll be like, hey, like, you got to come back, and all right, we can make that happen.
Your sport boxer.
Yeah, my workout boxers. So there's that. But yeah, I love leaving notes around the town. That reminds me a lot about like Silent Hill. So I would like, I think that would be really cool if they had like a Silent Hill meets Maple Bay kind of redux, and you're an amnesiac, self-insert character, and you're trying to figure out like what happened in Maple Bay like 25 years after the fact. We're cooking here. So great Game Grumps
Yeah.
Oh my
hire
god,
us.
your
You know what
river.
I mean?
You're the baby in the
Your
Bjorn.
River. That's the secret. You start playing as River 25 years later, and you're trying to figure out what happened to Craig and what happened to the community, and then it's like you're finding paintings and like mystery notes of the cult that what's his name that Joseph set up while he was living there, and then it's like, yeah, that'd be sick, that'd be awesome. But then you find some way to like date people that still remain like Dark Souls style. I don't know, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's also
but that's me.
giving Widow's Bay, if anybody watched that recently.
No, but I
I've
keep hearing good
heard
things.
about that
I keep hearing
show.
good things. Yeah.
It was good.
Okay.
I'm a chicken, but it was good.
Yeah,
It
check
was
it out.
scary, but it was good. Yeah, Widow's Bay meets Maple Bay meets Brindlewood Bay.
My cat has learned how
How
to
to open the door.
like a velociraptor. It's incredible. Sylvie, what are you doing? Bubba's. Oh, now they're fighting.
They say we're boxing. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing.
The end of this episode has fallen off.
Yes, that's what happens when you invite on Friday Night
Nighttime
Gamecast.
episodes. Yeah. I guess it is literally Friday Night Gamecast at this very moment.
Wow.
There is. There you go. Hey, that's what we do. But let's see. What am I leaving behind? I was honestly racking my brain. Y'all had some really cool, fun, unique ideas there. And I just keep on going back to the well. So I'm like, what I'm going to leave behind is all the things that people like, because I enjoy these characters so much. I want them to be happy. So I'm like, here you go, Damien. Here's some oil paintings for you to continue working on your landscapes. And here's some, a knot tying book with some nice, decent rope for Joseph so he can continue tying his knots for his ships, his quote unquote ships, everybody. So, just everything that people like, I'll kind of drop it off for them. Matt, you'll continue rocking it out, get some more music items, some more stuff there. Nothing for you, Brian. None for you, Glenn Coco.
None
So you you get absolutely nothing from me. But hopefully everybody has a good time, and that was my main thing I was leave behind. So just a little remember me gift to everybody there.
Kanisha, I'm afraid to ask you.
Well, my original answer was going to be a baby with Craig, but you can't leave a baby behind and never
4 kids for Craig.
return. That would be bad. So
He's gotta have the baby Bjorn in the
He might
front
be
and
into
the
it. I
back.
mean, he
Front and the
already has
back.
3. He already has 3, you know, so he
Even out.
might just want one more.
I want to be with him. So
You're leaving yourself behind. In
Yeah, there it is.
yeah, I'm leaving myself, me, and our new baby behind. That's what's happening.
So I'm pulling
Yeah.
a Pleasantville, just jumping
Wild.
into the TV.
Sorry to be feral. Sorry, y'all.
Oh,
Sorry,
that's
listeners.
no. I think I will remind you though. If you ever try to leave yourself again in a game, I'm gonna be like, Kanisha, are you leaving yourself in Dream Daddy or are you leaving yourself in New Game?
There you
Honestly,
go.
So
fine.
be
Yeah,
careful.
I need to be questioned. Yeah. Who could top Craig? Me. But who could top Craig?
Yes, exactly the energy. Well, fellas, thank you so much for joining us. It is always a delight to have you. Next time on the Date With Us episodes, dear listener, you're going to hear us talk about Skate and Date, the roller derby dating sim, with a freaking amazing roller derby player herself, Scarlight Express, aka my pal Katie. And
Ooh.
we've already recorded it, and boy howdy, it's fun as hell. So I will turn it over to the two of y'all to talk a little bit about where folks can find you on the internet or elsewhere if you want them to. And yeah,
Yeah, if you want to reach out to us, just find Will and he will definitely steer you in the right direction. But we do we love people interacting with us in the community over at the Friday Night Gamecast. We're on all podcasting platforms, just like the lovely duo at Date With Us. So yeah, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your pods. We also have a Discord, which is really fun. So if anybody is interested in joining the Discord, we try to, keep up. So there's some fun stuff, some fun channels in there. You can usually find me being silly in the anime or the cinema channel, because that's just who I am.
So
but
silly.
but yeah, definitely go check that out, and that's a real fun time. But yeah, Friday Night Gamecast, everywhere you can find us.
yay!
Yay.
Let's do this again sometime.
Yay! Date With Us is produced and co-hosted by Claire and Kanisha.
Claire does the editing, and the intro music Glimmer was composed for the show by Jason Duran.
Find us on Instagram and Blue Sky as Date With Us Podcast.
And don't forget to share, rate, or review the show.
Tell your crush about us.
We dare you!
Let's do this again sometime? Question
Let's
mark?
do this again.
Question mark? Let's do
No,
this
just kidding.
again sometime.
Exclamation
How
point
dare
for
you.
sure.
There you
You
go.
didn't win him over, you guys.